That's the Melissa. See, there we go. Gotta make sure my red lips are on. And my short shorts. I always intend to wear short shorts on my show for some odd reason. It's just because it's Friday.
Every day or just Fridays you wear shorts?
Just depends. Hello and welcome!
Sweats.
She's usually in sweats. Okay.
I'm not. Oh, she's talking about the workout clothes.
Right.
I'm almost always in my yoga pants. So, anyways.
Yoga clothes.
Yes. Hello and welcome. Who we got there? We got Larry. That's not the same Larry I was talking about, but hello, Larry. We have another viewer, Larry, that we've named our figurine hereafter because he likes to watch our Girl Talk show, but he said that he needs to participate in it, so we put him right here. Now, another thing I like to do is I like to log in from here so that I don't have to jump up and see who's on,
Right.
because as you can tell, it's really difficult to see the one, like, little avatar. And so I can view from here, and the funny thing is where am I? It's the same thing, Jamie Doris. I can click on, okay, now I'm in here, hopefully. And then I can watch the comments from here.
Oh, great.
That way I can pick it up. And
Yeah.
Elaine does it too. It's really cute. Elaine, we have a whole nother topic on our Girl Talk show. It's the techie Elaine, because she absolutely has no idea about anything technology related. So it's hilarious. She's like, well, I got it on Twitter, but what's this thing here? And so she's hilarious. Are we sure the internet's working? Because my stream's not coming up. Do you know? Larry, if you can see us, if you can hear us, please let us know, because I'm kind of concerned about this right here.
Yeah, look, another one just came up.
Yeah, that's me.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we are.
Okay, there we are. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Jamie, for liking and for retweeting this. This is awesome. Okay, so. And for Larry, you're just now joining us. Thank you for the like. If you can retweet it, please do, so that we can get some more people up in here for the Girl Talk show every single Friday from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Miss Elaine is not here today, so if you came last week and decided to come back to see Miss Elaine because she's awesome, she's not here, but we do have a special guest, and this is Joyelle Shepard. She is a love mentor. I've been bragging about it all week. I've been telling every single show to watch, make sure to stay tuned and watch at 2 o'clock to the Girl Talk show on Friday, so they could get a love mentor.
Yay!
And people
How
were
fun.
retweeting it and everything,
Oh,
so it was
fun.
getting some traction. I'm really
Okay,
excited
good.
about it. I'm
Yeah.
sure most people are going, what is a love mentor?
Yes.
What is a love mentor? And I might have to ask you several times, depending on the
Yeah.
viewers that come in and out.
So a love mentor is a personal one-on-one coach for relationships and dating. So most people, you know, we never have a lot of success all on our own. We always have someone who mentors us and teaches us. And there's always someone who passes on their wisdom to you, and whether it be parents or grandparents or work people or whatever. So a love mentor is that. It's an expert in love and relationship.
An expert in love. It looks like we've got Bob in the house. Hello, Bob from Long Beach. He's from Long Beach, Mississippi.
Oh, fun.
Bob is. Thank you for joining us, and please feel free to like and retweet us so we can get some more people up in here. We've got Joyelle, a love mentor, in the house. And now tell me, in my opinion, it seems like love mentoring is a relatively new thing. What would people do in the past for love mentoring? Would they go to a professional, or would they seek somebody in their family or a friend?
It depends. You know, therapy, coaching, those are all relatively new. So this is coaching. It's working with someone with support and guidance and teaching, as well as encouragement and some challenging if that's necessary, but cheerleading, it just to walk with you on the walk to creating love. So in the past, I think people learned it from their families, or they witnessed it in their community, and they said, "I want that. What are they doing?"
Or maybe they didn't move forward at all.
Or they didn't. They just did what was default and unconscious.
Interesting. You know, the first time I met her, she told me she was a love mentor. And I was so fascinated by it because I know lots of people, but I've never met a one-on-one love mentor. Not a coach. There are lots of people that are life coaches, but an actual love mentor where people get associated with people like Joyelle, and they work with them one-on-one with their beliefs about love and in the dating process, and all the way through to finding love. And you're on a particular program, the Love in 90 Days. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that? What is Love in 90 Days, and who is it that you're working with?
Okay, so Dr. Diana Kirshner, she's a psychotherapist who's been doing this work for a long time, and she's worked with people for many, many years, for successful in relationship. And the Love in 90 Days. I got books. So Love in 90 Days is this book that's Dr. Diana's book. And I use this, as you can tell, with all my...
It's like her Bible.
It is.
It's
It's
like
totally
her
my
Bible. I love it. All of her little tabs.
So
neat.
I use this with my clients. We use this book, Dr. Diana's program, for love, dating, relationships. Dr. Diana had taught this for a long time. She was a love mentor on her own for a long time, very successful with lots of people, and she decided she wanted to spread it. She wanted to have more people have more love in the world. So there's about a team of 15 of us now that we work directly with Dr. Diana. She supervises us directly.
So you have clients all over the world.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, I work with people on phone and Skype, and
So they don't have to be in person. It's all
No.
it's like this. It's like Meerkat, but not live.
yeah, I have a session with a client by Skype. So, and it works great.
And you told me you have a new person that's as in Brazil, and you've had clients all over the world,
I've
right?
had clients in Europe. I've had clients in Asia. I have a client down in Brazil. I have had clients all over the U.S. Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Wow. And if you guys are just now joining us, it's the Miss Jamie D Show, the Girl Talk Show on Friday, live from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. No, this is not Miss E. We did not transform her. This is Joyelle, and she is a love mentor. She teaches us, or people, or clients, or whatever, she teaches us how to find love, because a lot of people don't know how to go find it. I think there's an old wisdom that perhaps you don't find it, it finds you. But regardless, tell us what you think, tell us your questions, and don't forget to like and retweet and follow me up at the very tippy top so that you don't miss any more shows. Do we already have a question?
Ariel says a love mentor needs to be in either a current healthy relationship or to have had a long sustaining loving relationship, in my opinion.
I absolutely agree.
So tell us about that.
Well, I actually used this program, and I'm very happily married now. My husband is an amazing, awesome man. We have a great relationship, and I use this program to meet him.
So you have your own life experience that you went through.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. And what was her name again?
It was Ariel.
Ariel?
It was a boy.
Errol, I agree with you
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. If you're going to have somebody that is going to be helping you through something, they should definitely have already dealt with that themselves and have the proof in what it is that they're teaching. So you feel like you have the proof when you're helping people.
I think you have to be able to walk the talk. You can't just talk it. You have to be able to experience it personally. Yeah.
Like, if you're going to teach me how to be in a good relationship, well, then you need to be in a good relationship yourself.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And very good comment. You guys continue to ask questions and comments, because this lady is fascinating, and we're going to get to the bottom of what it is that maybe a lot of her clients experience. What are a lot of the hang-ups that people have? We're going to have a very in-depth conversation about what love mentoring is even all about and all of that. So feel free to add into the discussion. Oh, I love this girl. She's actually one of my really good friends.
I love it. I'm Miss Jamie D too.
We have lunch every single Thursday. And even though I'm not one of her clients, I feel like I Not for love, but just for everything else. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this meerkat thing. And she is just so amazing. She listens, and then she does that psycho stuff. What's it called? Where you like repeat it back, and you're a trained therapist.
I'm not a trained therapist. I'm
You
a coach.
feel like it.
Oh, no, I'm a coach.
A coach?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the difference?
So a therapist works therapeutically. It works a lot with examining childhood, processing traumas. I do a little bit of that, but in a coaching style. Definitely not a therapist. Because I work with people about love, it's about the heart, it's vulnerable, it's tender. There are things that have happened that hurt. So we do look at that kind of stuff, but I've been a coach for a long time. A metaphor for coaching that I kind of like is that a therapist, if you're wanting to learn how to ride a bike, you go to a consultant will teach you all about a bike and give you diagrams and show you how it works. If you go to a therapist, the therapist will work with you about what it was like when you were riding bikes. You know, did you fall down ever? What had happened in the past about riding a bike? And a coach will talk about the bike, show you how it works, deal with any feelings that come up, run alongside you while you're riding, learning to ride, and then let you go when it's time.
Kind of the day-to-day stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The day-to-day stuff to get you on your way.
Mm-hmm.
Not analyzing it as much. It's just getting you going, right?
Right.
That's good. That's very good. And I'm so glad of all of you who have joined us. This is Girl Talk where men can talk back. So please feel free to ask us questions. And if you're curious a little bit about what Joyelle is talking about, she's a love mentor under the Dr. Diana Kirshner. Is that her name? Kirshner. There's a book out called The Love in 90 Days. There's a website called Love in 90 Days. And if you get a free consultation, or what is it called, a free session?
A free 40-minute session. You can register for a free 40-minute session. Go to lovein90days.com, and there is a link at the top that says coaching. And under that, when you click on that link, then there's a place to sign up. You can also sign up for Dr. Diana's newsletters. She has awesome newsletters.
Yeah. And can they request you?
Yes. If you go and you sign up for a free session, say referred by Joyelle, Joielle. And if you don't spell it right, that's okay too.
There's only 15 of them.
And if it's close to Joyelle, that'll be me. And just say referred by. Dr. Diana will connect us.
Very cool, yeah. And do we have another comment? Is there a cultural and or societal difference to take the consideration when mentoring foreign couples? That's a good question. Cultural differences.
Yes, cultural differences are important. I look for how I can support the people I'm working with. And that means people have different attitudes, different thoughts, different ideas about culture. Dating is very different in different cultures. The idea is to be happy in a relationship, be successful in a relationship. And everybody's different, including culturally.
So do you have to know the culture of the person you're talking to, or do you just ask them what their expectations are?
I don't necessarily have to know, but if I don't know, I need to ask questions and learn.
Okay, yeah, and that's a very good question. Let me see who that was from. Ariel, thank you so much. That's a great question. Hi, I'm in love with Nora Segura. How can I get her? Okay. And let me see who this is.
There's backstory, I can tell.
Yeah, Nora Segura. Okay, if you're not familiar with Meerkat, and you guys, she's new to Meerkat. This is her first time.
It is.
Nora Segura is the leader of the whole Meerkat thing. She's on #1, and she is. She dances and dresses very provocatively throughout all of her Meerkats. That's how she markets herself. So there's no nudity, but it's very sexual. Everything's very sexual.
She's a striving actress.
Yes.
Okay.
So when he says, I'm in love with Nora, can you help me get her? That's just funny. Thank you for the comment. And so Errol, he asked, so how do you navigate them if you don't have familiarity with their culture, perhaps? Do you have a specific culture that you would like us to discuss? Where are you from, Errol, so that we have an idea of maybe what your perspective is on that? And thank you, JSN Network, for the like and the retweet. Please, you guys, like and retweet more so we get some more people on here and in the conversation. Was there a question? I turned it off. Why do I always do that?
Well, yeah, Errol, to answer your question, I need to know a little bit more about what culture you're talking about.
For you guys who are just now joining, Joyelle is a love mentor, and so when she gets clients, she deals with them one-on-one with what's going on in their life and what has been their previous experiences with love, what are maybe some of their beliefs, all of that kind of stuff. So it becomes a very personal coaching experience. But while it is personal, I'm sure there are some general things that you do with each client. What are some ways that you work with people the first time you meet them?
The very first time I meet them, I check in to see what their goals are, what their dreams are, what is it their ideal relationship is, what do they really want, what makes their heart sing when they think about being in love and in relationship.
Isn't it the same for everybody?
No, of course not. Everybody has different needs.
Okay, what does that mean? What are some needs?
Well, we deal with what we call the tender and tough loving care needs. We have this thing about tender loving care, right? Well, we also need to have boundaries. So we have humans in general, we have needs for nurturing, we have needs for feeling chosen, feeling special, feeling cared about, feeling hugged when we need a hug. We also have needs to be taught and given information and given guidance. So we also have needs for boundaries, for like, it's not okay if you yell at me, stop it. Or, if you yell at me, I'm gonna walk out the door. Love you, but or also boundary is if you procrastinate a lot. Maybe you need a sweetie who says, sweetie, you need to get up. You need to just suck it up and go do it. You can do it, So we all have different needs, and they're all human needs, and some of them get met when we're young, or we've learned to meet them ourselves. And sometimes that special person will meet them for us, and it makes us feel so cared for, and like we feel loved.
Yeah, and like we're in a partnership.
Yes.
But it sounds like you're saying when you first meet somebody, you have to decide what those dreams are, what those goals are. It's a lot about self-discovery. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know what their goal is. They say, I want a relationship, but the more you ask them, the more they go, yeah, I want a relationship, but I need something else, a caveat to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about how especially in our culture, and probably many cultures around the world, that being in a relationship, having a lifelong relationship, is the most important job there is, right? When people are on their deathbeds, they don't say, I wish I'd worked more. I wish I had made more money. They say, I wish I had more love in my life. Or I wish I'd had more time with
my family.
Yeah. And so that's the most important job we have in our lives. And we tend to get pretty crappy education about it.
Well, we don't get any education. We have our parents or our step-parents or our grandparents, aunts and uncles, but we basically just have our inner family to look at as an example of what relationships are. And you're absolutely right. We get no education in high school or college or beyond.
Well, we get education. We get the cultural, when you're a teenager, what sex is, what relationships, does he like me, doesn't like it, does she like me? You get the peer pressure. We get a lot of, sorry? Television, yeah. Lots of pop culture type of information from TV, movies, magazines. You get lots of magazines. Yeah, the 50 ways to turn him wild, or turn him wild. It's like those kind of things.
Those work.
They do work, but that's not. Sex isn't necessarily a relationship. It's a great part of a relationship, but it's not.
Wow. So basically, there's a lot to learn when it comes to relationships. And if you guys are just now joining us, you found the Girl Talk Show where men can talk back, because I know a lot of you are men out there. And this is the Miss Jamie D Show, live almost every day from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. And that's not Miss E right there. I know a lot of you guys see our Girl Talk Show, and we've got a new person here. She's here visiting us. She's a special guest this week. This is Joyelle Shepard. She's a love mentor. A love mentor. Yes. And if you guys are curious about some more information about this, visit www.lovein90days.com, and you can get a free session with this chickie if you're having any issues with love. Let me grab a couple of the questions.
Well, and note, when you go to that website, you'll see Dr. Diana's face, not mine. But you're going to find a lot of interesting information there.
Very cool. Okay, you guys, I'm laughing at some of these. Hello, Moosey90. Thank you for joining us. We got the Funky Fairy in town. Funky Fairy is a very popular meerkatter. Thank you so much for watching. Do you have any issues with love, Funky Fairy? You don't have to answer that.
He actually works with his wife.
He works with his wife.
Oh, that's fun.
They do t-shirt design over in the UK.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they bedazzle.
Oh, bedazzled.
Yes, and we do have a question. Surya, he says, all jokes apart, how to make a girl interested in me? That is a question that we have on the table right this minute. So would you like to answer that to somebody?
I need more information.
You gotta tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Is it a specific girl or girls in general?
I think he does ask for specific.
Oh, good. A little
Okay.
bit later or down the...
Okay, thank you, Ariel. Ariel, we've got lots of comments from him. He says he's been in Paris at the moment. I have 4 days in the French Open. Sounds awesome. I don't have a love interest, especially since the lady I asked to come with me did not.
Have a passport.
Oh, shouldn't have a passport. Oh, okay. All right.
That's a very different distinction. You're right.
Okay. Is it a better idea to ask a girl for a date directly, especially an Indian girl?
That is the same guy. He was the one who asked that question before.
Okay.
He's asking, he's, I guess, interested in Indian girls, so.
Okay, yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about that. What should a guy do if he is interested in a girl? Should he ask her out directly? What's the deal there?
Yes.
That was so matter of fact.
Yes.
She's like,
so
yeah.
you want to engage her. You want to engage her. You want to talk to her like she's a real person. You want to be open and interested in her. You want to flirt with her. You want to show her that she's interesting. That you're interested. Of course, you don't want to come on too strong, because that men and women both get
Weirded out.
Weirded out.
Yeah, weirded
Uncertain. When weirded out is a great way to say it. If you come on too strong, there's interested and there's stalker, right? So
Yeah, and there's a fine line between the two. I called my husband a stalker when we first met.
I know.
Because he was kind of stalker-ish. But see, it wasn't that he's a stalker, it's that he just kind of he was very interested.
He was very, and he was determined.
He was very determined.
He really wooed you.
He did. He had to make it work. So yeah, there is a fine line between stalker and very interested.
Did you ever feel really uncomfortable with his attention? That's the difference. I don't know that it's a fine line.
Okay.
Stalker makes you feel like scared. You never really felt scared.
No, I never felt scared, and there was always a tiny bit of interest that I had in him in return.
Well,
So I think that's an important component. If the stalker you don't have an interest in, then it becomes a stalker. But if there's a little bit of like the reciprocation, then I think it doesn't become stalker.
Right. There's
that's it.
He did it by indicating to you that you were interesting, and he was interested in who you were, right?
Yes.
It wasn't just like,
No. And he backed off when I said I wasn't interested.
Mhm.
I came back to him. But Ariel has a good question though. He said that about the no, it's Aria. He said it's about the Indian girl, and he's the one who asked about the cultural differences. Do you think it matters if she's Indian whether or not he should be direct in asking her out?
is he Indian? I have questions. Is he Indian?
Are you Indian?
Are you living in India? Are you in the States? If she's born in the States, then she's gonna be more culturally, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
What she's getting
If you
at
want
is there's
specific-
lots of
Yeah, it depends.
there's lots of little variables here, but I would have to agree with you. The best thing to do is just be direct. But my question to you is where are you talking to her on? Are you talking to her online or in person?
Great question.
Are you trying to get Nora Segura online? No. She's in LA.
She's more like Ukraine. She's more, I think.
Where is Nora Segura from?
I think so.
Okay, so we've got, thank you for the like, Katya, 20707. Thank you for the like and the retweet. You guys, if you haven't done so yet, please like and retweet so we get some more people coming in the feed. Ariel said, Indian women come from a culture of aggressive men, so it is best to be tender, sweet, and romantic. Eye contact with a little flirting, but with original delivery is best when asking out the girl. Women love, it seemed, women love the ... I didn't get the rest of that one. Sorry, Ariel. And Saria said, it seems you have a great experience in love, more than love mentors. I didn't understand that.
I didn't
but
understand
okay.
that one. Sorry. Say it again.
Yes, please make sure that when you're writing something that we understand what you mean. So ask it again, please. And yeah, and I'll leave it on. Oh, he said, yes, I'm an Indian and I'm in India. And my girlfriend is also an Indian who is living in India. So that's a very different culture there.
That I would have to talk to you one-on-one about specifically. And you would, what you'd want to do is you'd want to see, actually like Ariel said.
About aggressive?
About Indian girls.
Indian women come from a culture of aggressive men, so it's best to be tender, sweet, and romantic.
Yeah, I thought that was really sweet. I think most women like that.
Yeah.
Unless they're, unless they really want a bad boy.
Some girls are attracted to bad boys.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Not that I have any experience in that. No, none whatsoever. No, my husband doesn't, ride a Harley or anything. No, or two. No.
He's really sweet.
He is. And it's funny that you're from India. I went to India a few years ago and stayed in the southern part of India in the state of Kerala. And I learned a lot about relationships there, and for a lot of people, especially if you want to date and you want to date, I mean, seriously, like going towards marriage, there's a lot that family gets involved in as far as like doing astrology charts and making sure that both families are okay with it. Now, it is okay in some families, in some situations, for people to date, but as long as the families are okay with it. And so I would love to hear more about your experience and where you're at in India and how different perhaps the cultures are in different areas of India towards dating. In southern India, I know it's a little bit more traditional than maybe in northern India or in larger cities.
Yes. You have more experience with that than I do. I have coached Indian people, but in the U.S., not people who live in India.
Oh, it's a very different experience. One of my friends in India, he was in love with this girl, and she loved him too, but they could not be together because their astrology charts didn't match up.
And so their family didn't.
Their family said, we can't support it. We love you, but the families are okay, but the historical chart that everybody goes by did not match up. And so they weren't allowed to get married. And they're Hindu. Yeah, they're Hindu, and so it's very ingrained in their culture for this. Now, I'm sure it's different in different areas of India as well, so I'm not sure where you're coming from. But that would definitely change all of this right here, because in India, there's a very substantial cultural boom that's on top of love. See, here in the U.S., we're a lot more free to love in various ways, whereas in India, it is a lot more controlled by your traditions. So getting a love mentor is not going to help you if that chart didn't match.
Unless your family's open to a shift there, but that's hard to do a lot of times.
It is. A lot of people I met there, like this one lady, she and her husband were my age, and by the way, they're second cousins and they're married, which is no big deal in India. But I was like, oh, y'all are second cousins. She's like, oh yeah, we're cousins. No, they're first cousins, not second cousins. They're first cousins, but they're friends of mine in India. And every time they would leave India, she and her husband would wear total American clothes. But in their hometown, the girl would always wear a traditional Indian garb, and I asked her why she couldn't wear Western clothes, even though it was her favorite. And she said, well, it's because we value we respect our parents and we value tradition more than we value the freedom. And so I respect my parents and I don't wear that. So there's a lot of that there that we have a different culture here in the US and a lot of Western countries. But anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, hello. Hi, this is Girl Talk. And we're with a love mentor here in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Her name's Joyelle. Isn't she lovely? So lovely. She's lovely. So please, you guys, hit like, hit retweet, ask questions. Melissa, do we have any questions in the house? Melissa's standing behind us. Look at her. She's so pretty. There she is. There's a Melissa.
I think Ariel was last one.
Okay. Thanks for the compliment, but I'm sure you'll be okay. Okay, they're talking back and forth. You know, something neat about Meerkat is sometimes the
Oh, that's awesome.
the viewers will start talking to each other.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So we make it a big conversation. I love that.
So you and I can talk, people can listen, and then they can talk together. And so, yeah, I think
love
that's
that.
neat too. Who all do we have in the house? Seems like I've got some people I recognize. Let's give a shout out to everybody. We've got Tippers. What's up, Tiffy?
Oh, wow, she's here?
Tippers. Is that your Tiffany?
That's my Jimmy.
Hello.
Oh,
We've got
yay.
Serena. Hello and welcome. We've got Aussies. We've got Bo. Hello, Bo. How are you today? We've got, who else we have? We've got Esther. Esther comes in quite often. Hello.
Oh,
I'm glad
yay.
to see you. We've got Ariel. That's the gentleman who was speaking a lot to us. We've got George. Hello. Let's see. We got Jamie Doris in the house. What's up, girl? That's me. Anyway, we've got Tiffy Diamond. Hello and welcome, Tiffy. She's also a very popular meerkatter herself. So,
Oh, cool.
so glad that you're here. We've got Dewey. Dewey's in the house. Nice to see you. And Kathy. And who else? We've got Carl. And we've got Algerino. Algerino. I hope I said it right. Algerino.
I shared this on Facebook and I tagged Tiffany and Rick and a couple of people because I told them about the Love Mentor and
Okay.
they, about the Love Mentor. So whenever Joyelle was like, oh, you know what you tell Facebook, and I tagged Tiffany and Brittany
Oh,
in the
fun.
post. Yeah.
Yay! Yes!
Tiffany did. I haven't seen Brittany.
Yay! Oh, okay, so Saria said, but love is love everywhere, right? I'm from that so traditional in India. Yes, you are, and I love it, and my heart goes out to you with the girl that maybe you're interested in. Tell us a little bit about your family and what they would be willing to, how they'd be willing to bend in certain regards to love. Finally, saw Melissa and her beautiful demeanor matches her attractiveness. Thanks. Ooh, Ariel's got a crush. All of our viewers love Melissa.
Well, it's because she's so lovable.
I know.
This is awesome.
I know. And you know what? Speaking of Melissa, once upon a time, she took a few love mentoring sessions. Would you like to tell us a little bit about what you learned about yourself, Melissa?
Not at this moment.
Okay. You don't
I'll
want
let
to share?
Joyelle share, but Jamie, I will tell you this, Joyelle. Jamie gets attest to the change in me.
Oh, yes. When she started taking some of the sessions with you.
Yeah, and I've grown since then too. Yeah.
You're on the spotlight, honey.
Oh,
Camera's on you, baby doll.
Oh, well, let me see. I really enjoyed getting in touch with who I was. I think she helped me a lot. And actually, I used one of your little sessions and told someone else about it. The little diamond. And throwing it into the chaos and the bad
Oh, awesome.
thoughts.
I was thinking we could talk about the diamond self.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I told someone a male about that actually. I was trying to help because he had gone through a divorce, but had to cut my ties a little bit because he was not interested in a relationship or anything like that, but it was just like too needy. Like
He needed a coach, and you were a friend. There's a difference.
he would like it, but he'd get mad if I wasn't available to talk to him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He had his own issues.
Jamie can tell you, I've been through quite a few doozies.
Oh, you know what? She has. And because, I think this leads us into a great topic. And by the way, JSN Network, thank you. He said he's a first-time watcher, and I must admit, this is quite interesting. Good setup you have going on. Thank you so much, and please follow at the very tippy top so you get notifications when we come on here in Mississippi. I know we're Mississippi, but we're not all backwards. It's just the way we talk. But I think this does bring up a good topic, which is when you've been working on yourself through the love mentoring, you start to not attract or at least see toxic people when they're coming towards you. When maybe before you've done a little bit of research, or not research, a little bit of self-love and learning about yourself, maybe you don't quite pinpoint the toxicity in somebody else. But what Melissa is describing is she's starting to notice the weirdness in people, and now she's not as attracted. So can you tell us a little bit about attraction, how you attract people into your life and how that changes? I like good questions.
She does. She makes me think.
I'm going to make you think.
Yeah.
Make you work for it.
I know. I'm actually thinking, could we do, what I'd like to do is talk about the diamond self a little bit.
Sure, we can talk about that.
And then we'll get there. Is that okay? And give some background first? Okay.
I'm a bouncing ball, so you just got to tell me where to start my ball. Okay, so let's talk about the diamond self. What is the diamond self?
The diamond self is your best self. It's the self that builds on
my best self. Is it really? Tiffany, you should be able to tell us. Her name is Tiffany Diamond. Is that your best self? Tiffany Diamond.
I love that. That's a great name.
I know. I should be Jamie Diamond. Maybe you and I can this is J&J Diamond.
The diamonds. All right. The diamond show. Oh, it could be the diamond show.
The diamond show.
Today's the diamond show.
Today it's Girl Talk, the diamond show.
Where men can talk back.
Where men can buy a diamond. Yeah, totally commercial. Okay, so diamond self is your best self.
It's your best self. It builds on all your successes in life and work. It's your best self. We spend so much research. The brain is much more changeable than we used to think. We can choose to be our best self. You know, when you get triggered and you get hurt, or you get needy, or you get anxious, you can take a deep breath and shift your focus and your attention and be your best self. So when you're gonna go ask a girl out, you wanna be your best self. You're most kind, you're caring, sensitive, but strong and masculine without being threatening. Well, I mean, referring back to the Indian question. It's your best self. And I work with my clients to be that. Part of being your best self is the physical too. It's like taking good care of yourself, really nurturing yourself physically, emotionally, mentally. And we all have mind chatter, right? That's why we have meditation, is to calm the mind chatter down. And that mind chatter a lot of times is real critical and negative, and we work together to shift it, to say, that's not true, that's not helpful, it's hurtful. When you're your best self, you're magnetic, people want to be around you, you're charismatic. Like when you're here right now, you are shining. People want to be with you, they want to talk to you. She's very shiny.
She calls me shiny.
I do. She is shiny. And when you're your best self, you're warm, you're open-hearted. People go, who is that? I want to be with that. I want to be with that person, whether you're male or female. So that's the diamond self. We could do a little exercise.
Let's do an exercise. Do y'all want to do an exercise?
And this is kind of what Melissa was talking about exploding, using a diamond to explode. So that's part of the exercise.
So am I the one you're doing it on?
I think we could just do everybody who's watching.
Okay, everybody.
Including you.
Do you want to find who your diamond self is? I know I do. We're going to do a tiny little exercise. How long does the exercise take? 5 or 10 minutes at the very most. And it looks like we've got all sorts of commentary going on. and we will get to your comments in just a little while, but I do think that we need to work on figuring out who our diamond self is, our diamond selves are, diamond self
Here, that
is,
works.
diamond self, who my diamond self is,
Yeah.
who your diamond self is.
So if you want to play along with this, it's experiential. It's just a little exercise that I do with my clients.
Okay.
So
I'm ready.
Melissa, you playing along too? No. Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
has
It's
her
always
diamond
fun
self.
to do the exercise. You can always do the exercise more than once too.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Okay. And it's in the book too. but-
Love in 90
Love in 90
days.
days.
That's
So
the
it's 90 days of focusing on love.
Oh, is that how it starts?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So this is not a big deal. This isn't anything to stress about. This is easy. It's easy.
Just like doing meerkat.
Just like doing meerkat. Right.
She was stressed out at the beginning, so I told her it's
was.
not a
I
big
hadn't
deal.
done the
You're
show
just talking to
before.
this iPad, and she was like, "Easy for you to say."
Well, she has more background in that.
I love you.
I know.
Okay, so diamond self.
So everybody, just take a deep breath. That's all. Just take a deep breath. And if you're comfortable, let your eyes gently close. You can watch if you want, but this is an internal process. So just let your eyes close. And see, notice your feet. We're just gonna center for a second. Notice your feet. Notice your toes. Wiggle your toes. Notice your heels. Notice your knees. Notice your hips sitting in the chair or if you're sitting. Deep breath. So I want you to think back and come up with a time when you felt like you were on top of the world. Like, recall a memory where you just felt fantastic about yourself. Like everything was going your way. Everything was you were having fun and you were light and you were feeling in love with life and in love with yourself and in love with your people around you and you were loved. Just feel into that memory and make the memory more real for yourself. Notice or put yourself into the memory, like see through your eyes in the memory. Notice colors, shapes, whether it was hot or cold, was there a breeze. Notice the sounds you heard. And take a breath. And then I want you to engage your imagination now. And I want you to imagine yourself more charismatic, more in love with life, more amazing, more following your goals, and things are turning out just the way you want, and you have amazing people around you, and even bigger, more open-hearted, 5 times bigger and brighter and more shinier than you were in the memory. Just like amazingly, like when you walk into a room, everybody goes, "Hey, how are you? Welcome, so glad to see you." Just feel that amazing, 5 times brighter, shinier, happier, more joyful. You got it? Take a breath. So, that self is your diamond self. Give yourself a diamond self name. Something that occurs to you. Whatever occurs to you is perfect. It might be, if you're a woman or a man, it might be shiny bright princess. It might be charismatic goddess. It might be mighty Aphrodite. It might be, let's see, could be glowing goddess of love. It could be anything, whatever feels right. It could be adorable Annie. Something that gives a name. Connect the name to the feeling that you have. And take another deep breath. Okay, got it? Good. All right, now I want you to, this is your diamond self, right? So you have your diamond self name. And if it didn't occur to you exactly right now, just think on it, ponder it, and the name will come up. And now I want you to take your diamond self, the feeling of your diamond self, and I want you to shrink it down into your hand. So all that energy of your diamond self, shrink down into your hand, size of a diamond. It's not going anywhere, still your diamond self. Just gently put it to the side for a moment. She's right next to you, she or he, your diamond self is right next to you. You're gonna pick him or her up in a second. Now I want you to imagine remember a time when you didn't feel so good about yourself. When you felt lonely, unsure, uncertain, maybe had that critical self-talk going. Said you'll never have love, or you're not gonna succeed, something like that. Whatever that negative self-talk is, everybody's got different, we're all similar but different. So whatever that was. And that's what we call your disappointing self. That's yourself that tells you you're not okay, you're not lovable. And no one will love you. Or it'll never work, whatever that is. Now I want you to pick your diamond self back up in your hand. See, that diamond is in your hand. That beautiful energy of your real diamond self is in your hand. And let it expand. It was the size of a diamond. Now expand it so it's full. Your hand is full. I want you to imagine your imagining two things here, right? Disappointing self is in front of you. I want you to imagine tossing that beautiful, amazing energy of your diamond self into the middle of the disappointing self. So the disappointing self is not the truth. It's only a little tiny fraction of the truth. Sometimes you felt those feelings. Your diamond self is the truth of who you are. Because it's the truth of who you are, you can see, the truth will out, right? So the diamond self transforms the energy of the disappointing self. I want you to imagine sparkles, light, all the energy that was in the disappointing self released and free and transformed by the diamond self. The energy is free to be used for love and joy and happiness and success and all of that. Okay, take another breath. We're going to do it again.
Again?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's good to repeat. Well, the blowing up part.
Oh, the blowing up part.
So again, diamond self is in your hand. Put to the side for a moment. Not going anywhere, still there right next to you. I want you to imagine a time where you felt not good about yourself. Maybe you felt hurt. Maybe you felt unloved. Maybe you felt like nothing was ever going to work out. Whatever those feelings were when it was your disappointing self was there. And then I want you to pick up your diamond self in your hand again. Feel the love, the energy, the power, shininess in your hand, and I want you to toss it into the middle of the disappointing self and see how the disappointing self just transforms, just explodes into light particles. The truth will transform the pain. And then take a breath. Do it one more time real quick. Disappointing self. Time when you felt not great about yourself. Could be a different time, could be the same time. Maybe you didn't feel like you could take on anything new. You felt overwhelmed, whatever. Something where you just didn't feel good about yourself. Pick that diamond self back up in your hand. Toss it into the middle of the disappointing self. Explosion, light particles, freedom. Deep breath. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Move your neck around, shoulders. Gently let your eyes open.
Hi.
Hi.
That was fun. I was doing this. Damn. It was going.
Yay.
And were shining everywhere.
Woo! Awesome.
Fun.
Yay.
You said cost. I was like hurling.
Were you hurling?
I was
okay.
hurling. Yeah, I wasn't tossing. That was like way too passive. Like a little boy.
That's your passion and your power.
Oh my God. My diamond self name changed.
It will do that sometimes.
Okay, because the last time we did this was a long time ago. Good, almost a year ago, probably.
At least.
Yeah. And it was what, Shiny Star or something like that? It's changed. It's different now.
Share or not?
No.
Okay.
It's my secret. But you guys know it because you see it all the time.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
She embodies her diamond self.
I tried, even though today I was feeling really off. And every time you kept referring to when you feel disappointed, that's what I was going back to, is how I felt today. All day I've been feeling so disappointed.
Oh wow!
In
So
myself.
disappointing self was in
All
yourself.
day,
Wow.
all day today. I've been feeling like not on. Like
Yesterday she felt stressed.
today I felt like not on. Yeah, just feeling disappointed in myself. So I kept throwing my diamond self at today.
Oh, that's so because it was so real for you,
Yes.
right?
Oh my
it was
gosh,
right
it's like
there.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, that's how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. Yay. Perfect.
Yes. So, for everyone who's just now joining us, this is Girl Talk. On Fridays, we do it every Friday at 2 o'clock in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and on Meerkat right here at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. And we have a new guest today. This is Joy L. Shepherd. She is a love mentor. And so that's what all of this is about. She just ran us through finding your diamond self. Woo! All I saw was red everywhere.
Oh, red. Fun.
You know my bleeding video
Yes.
where I'm doing the twirling the skirt?
Mm-hmm.
That was my diamond self.
Oh, she's really passionate.
Yes.
She's really passionate
And
bright and bright.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Powerful.
Yeah, so when I had her in my hand, I was just like, oh yeah!
Yay.
Wow.
Well, I would love to know if anybody wants to share what their experience was, what their diamond self names are.
There are some people, one guy, this Gary says, I can't imagine my girlfriend in sex. I can't think of anyone in that situation as admiration or love. I'm in confusion. Help me out. I love
perhaps we'll
talking
get to that.
her
Yeah.
and seeing her, but I can't imagine that with her. And then Ariel, that's interesting. The diamond self emerges when she meets the right jeweler. Otherwise,
She meets the right jeweler. Thank you, Errol. That's funny.
She usually keeps it in until she feels it be cut off.
Okay.
So it was a metaphor with the right jeweler is the right relationship? Okay.
You know, and there is some truth to that. I know you and I have discussed it a lot too, of how I feel now that I'm in a much better relationship than I was in like 5 years ago or so. I feel so much more free to be my diamond self. I'm not as guarded. I didn't feel like I always had to guard myself. And I was always defending myself. Now I feel free to be my diamond self. So yeah, it was the right jeweler.
Well, Ariel says, it seems that way, at least from past experience, when a woman shows her best self first, wow, that's when the arrow hits the heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he also says, well, most men know their diamond self, and it does get polished when a woman appreciates seeing that gleam. It's the woman that he cuts off, that ... When I am confronting the one, this is JSN Network, when I am confronting the one, my diamond self emerges and kicks in automatically.
That was like Joel. My diamond self kicks in. Thank you for that comment.
Ariel said, I had to open my eyes and giggle because here I am in Paris, beautiful sky out, window, full moon, and no one to share the energy. Oh well, I'll settle for Serena Williams winning the ladies' title at the French Opening and relaxing.
He had to open his eyes.
Thanks for that.
Well, you tell us what your diamond self name is, Errol. I want to hear about it.
Thanks for that exercise. It was nice of you two both. Seriously, you definitely are dressed more upbeat than your emotion. Joyelle is a good listener.
She is, isn't she? She's awesome. Like, oh my God.
Yes, the jeweler thing wasn't metaphor. It ended with she keeps it in until she keeps that the man is worthy of it.
Well, that's true too. So
interesting. Yeah. What happens a lot of times when we're in a relationship, we meet somebody we really like, we're our diamond self because we're happy, right? And then sometimes what happens is we get nervous because the stakes are higher, and we get our disappointing self goes, "Hello, I'm here now." You can be anxious and scared because
it's probably not gonna work out.
Yeah, it won't work out, or it's like it's fake, or it's never worked out before, so it won't work out this time, or what if he really doesn't like me, or she doesn't really like me? So when that happens, that's a disappointing self. And I work with my clients to keep in that place of the diamond self. Like, we work with intentions or affirmations daily that and meditating to help keep you calm, keep you centered, make it so you can stay in touch with your diamond self. Because what we're doing is, like I said earlier, the brain changes. It's neuroplasticity. What we focus on, what we set our intention for, like being the diamond self. Who is you? It's not a lie. You know, you're not.
She wasn't lying.
Right. She's not lying, right?
She's
She's really her diamond self. Yeah.
But I'm not that every single moment. Sometimes I am my disappointing self. That's what's coming out of me. Yes.
Right. But when that happens, what you do is you go, oh, right, disappointing self. Deep breath. Okay, wait. I got a red dress on.
Let me get my diamond.
Yeah. This is really me. It's like I really choose to be my diamond self. And as a love mentor, when I work with clients, I support them to do that. Because sometimes when you're learning something new, just like the bicycle metaphor from earlier, when you're learning something new, it helps to have somebody run alongside you.
Yeah. And when you're trying to get back to your diamond self or feel that, they can help you like deal with what thoughts are coming up. Because I know for me, if I were more in that disappointing self, I would be having all of this chatter, and it may be difficult for me to quiet that down, to throw the diamond in the middle and blow it to smithereens.
That's why it's so useful to work with someone.
And this is a awesome chick right here, you guys. She is a love mentor. That is what she does for a living. Can you imagine? She works with people to help them find love. And the program that she works with is the Love in 90 Days. It is under Dr. Diana Kirshner. She's one of the 15 love mentors under this lovely lady right here. And so she works with people one-on-one to help them find love. Now, why it says love in 90 days? Why is there a timeline to find lasting love? And is that true?
No. It's sometimes people read it that way, but it's a 90-day program.
Oh, so you're not guaranteed to find the love of your life in 90 days?
No. You will grow a lot.
Okay.
You will change a lot. You will find your diamond self. You will set your love intention. We'll create a love intention. It's like a really powerful, what do you want? What is your vision of an ideal relationship? And some other things. There's a lot there. But it's love in 90 days. It's like working with love for 90 days. A lot of times I'll work with people for our main program would be 12 sessions. Once a week, have a session, Skype or phone, for 3 months. That's 90 days.
Now, is there a stereotypical issue that people come to you with? A certain hang-up that is getting in the way between them and finding the one?
It's a great question. There's lots.
I always ask questions, and she's just
a great
looks at me.
questioner. That's because I have to think about it, because it's an important question.
Yeah, and I would assume that there would be a lot of killer beliefs that you're always dealing with, but I don't know if there's anything more than that. So that's why I asked the question.
Yeah, I could tell you were talking about that. So something we talk about in love mentoring also is what we call killer beliefs.
Killer beliefs.
Nora Segura's in here.
Killer beliefs. Hello, Nora. How are you? Boom. We've got some guy. We're a love mentor show going on today, and we've got a guy that wants to use his magic now to get you, baby. So hello and welcome to everyone who's in the house. I'm gonna have to say hello to you all in just a little while personally, but feel free to like and retweet so we get more people up in here asking questions of this lovely lady right here. And also ask your questions. We will get to them. Melissa's on the other side of the camera. She is reading through your questions and she will bring them up to us at certain intervals. And that's it. Hi! So killer beliefs.
So that's another aspect we talk about. So everybody has beliefs about the way the world works, the way relationships work. And killer beliefs are unconscious or slightly conscious beliefs about relationship.
Love is hard.
Love is hard.
Relationships never work out. Marriages are unhappy.
She's doing all my work for me.
I could tell you all sorts of killer beliefs that
Ariel
I've had.
says-
What?
Ariel even says, honestly, the men usually screw it up, and that's why women are more apprehensive showing their diamond self.
Oh, that's a good comment.
Well, it's an interesting killer belief too, if we look at it that way.
Oh, speaking of killer beliefs, that men mess it up. Basically, anything that you're telling yourself in your head every time you get involved with somebody from the opposite sex, you already know how it's going to work out because you've told yourself what your belief is.
Yes.
I didn't realize anything about this, and this works not just in love, but in life in general. It works in business. It works in friendships. It works in almost any situation you're in. Your beliefs about it help manifest it. So if your belief is relationships are hard, relationships are bad, relationships will always keep you unhappy, she always is gonna cheat. Men are dogs. What are some more?
So it might be there are no good men, there are no good women, all the good ones are taken. That's type men are dogs. That whole thing that there's no good people out there. There's 7 billion people on the planet.
7 billion folks.
You can find your one. You can.
Your one didn't get hit by the bus.
No. and we actually say there's more than one person who would be a great match or a great soulmate for you because there's so many of us wonderful humans in the world. You know, there's just so many of us. It's just like the odds are great.
Yeah, the odds are in your favor. Yeah.
And then so that one, like, there's no good. All the good ones are taken. That's a really common belief, especially, I'm not sure about every culture, but in the U.S. there's a lot of...
In different areas, I do know that in certain areas of the country where there's a higher percentage of women or a higher percentage of men or a higher percentage of older people or younger people, whatever, then people get stuck in their head. Well, I cannot find somebody my own age because they're all gone. Or I can't find a good guy because we have a lower population of men in this area, or whatever. That stuff does get stuck in people's heads.
Yeah.
Or something more personal.
Or
like,
or if there's, like, if they're single, what's wrong with them?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a strong one.
Oh, I had that killer belief that, yeah, if the guy's single, there must be a problem with him. And it's like, well, hello, Jamie, you're single. There must be a problem with you, too. That's so funny.
Yeah.
What about, like, personal beliefs? Like, you look at your life and you see whatever would be considered your flaws, and you say, nobody would like me because of X.
Oh, there's one of the other really strong ones is I'll never have love because there's something wrong with me. Whatever that X is.
Okay.
There's something wrong with me. Or, like, I can't trust myself. Sorry, my brain blanked there.
Killer
There's a second.
beliefs.
Yeah, I was thinking of the other one. There's another one that's really common. There's 6 main ones that are real common. We're talking about different variations of the same one.
Okay.
But another one is relationships are just a trade-off.
It's a business agreement.
It's a business agreement.
And so what? A killer belief like that, then basically you make it all unemotional?
Yeah, you don't expect your needs to get met. And we're talking about heart and relationship and relating, which is so important. You don't expect that you are really going to be cherished and chosen and cared about, male or female.
That's a crazy killer belief.
It is. It's why it's called a killer belief. It will kill relationships because what happens is when you have those killer beliefs and you're not aware of them, you tend to act in a certain way. And those certain ways, like when we were talking before about how, you might be your diamond self when you first meet someone, because you're being your diamond self, because you're happy, you're doing your life, everything's good, you're pursuing your career, your creativity, your art, whatever it is, you have friends, and then you meet somebody, but then, like, if you have the killer belief, I'll never have love because something's wrong with me, then you start acting like, oh, he doesn't really care about me because there's, I have this secret hidden, something's wrong with me. And you start acting that way unconsciously. You're not doing it on purpose.
Or you're looking for the symptoms that prove your killer belief. You're looking for it.
But your behavior creates those symptoms.
Yeah.
It's a chicken and egg kind of thing, a little bit.
I know he's not going to call me. And so you sit there and you tell the universe that he's not going to call, and then sure enough he doesn't call, but that's exactly what you told everybody was going to happen.
Right.
Because of your killer belief that he couldn't like you.
Yeah. I mean, don't you want to be around people who like themselves? Isn't it more fun to be around people who like themselves?
Yeah. I don't want to be around the person that's like...
It's harder. They take more work.
Yeah.
They take more work. As Melissa was saying earlier, it's like a little too needy, right?
Yeah. Like,
we can't talk about the guys she's brought home.
we
can't. She always says it. She always
Not
says
right
if she talks about a guy, if she brings a guy home, this is the office, that it just is doomed to fail. She's like, I can't talk about him with Jamie, or it's doomed to fail because she's got some pieces. Some pieces of work.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's like every time I tell Jamie there's someone that I'm talking to or something, the next day, radio silence.
Don't know what happened.
Interesting.
No. It is. It's like...
It must be a killer belief.
It's like you're about to go on a date or something like that, and the next thing, you're like, okay, well, what's the plan? We have plans. Are we still on? And then it's like, I told Jamie, it became a pattern after a couple times, and I was just like, I told Jamie. Darn.
Have you had the opposite where you didn't tell Jamie and then things kept going okay?
Oh no, because I usually tell Jamie everything, so. And Jamie, I don't know. It's just like, this is like a home. I come into it. And
I know. You guys are so good. Your working relationship is so great together.
Yeah, it is like a home, and it is a home. We run a web design studio right here in my home, even though I now have my intention set on getting an office downtown Bay St. Louis. And I've already decided the name. It's going to be the Jamie Designs Web Studio, because we'll be broadcasting every day from there. So yeah, that's it. And I want to go ahead and first give a shout out to everybody in our show. We've got 31 people watching right now.
Wow, awesome.
We've got Alice Simbriga. Hi. We've got RJ. RJ, you're in the house. You were there when I was doing a cooking show the other day. Hello and welcome. Bo is still with us. Hi. We've got Scott Graham. Hello and welcome. Marshall, how are you today? Hope you guys are getting something out of this love mentor. She's awesome. She's awesome. She's incredible. She knows so much stuff that just her talking to you for a few minutes will give you little nuggets of things to think about. Let's see, we've got Mills. Hello and welcome. We've got Filifardi. I hope I pronounced that right.
Interesting.
We've got Melissa in the house. We've got Ann. Hello. Alf. Hi, how are you? We've got Alex and Sean. Let's see, hoping I didn't miss somebody. Robert. Hello, Robert. We've got PA. Are you from Pennsylvania? Guillermo. Hola. Is that right?
Guillermo?
Yes. We've got Nora Segura in the house. Hello. Big shout out to our Meerkat #1 leaderboard girl. Juan Santiago. Hello. Nice to see you. We've got Taylor. We've got all sorts of people. We got George. Hi. Bill. Ariel's still with us. He's got all sorts of commentary going. He's running the show. We've got one show here, and we've got the Ariel show down there. Ariel, you are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us and being such a big part of our show today. And we've got John, and who else? Ozzy's, and Dewey's still with us. Esther's still with us, and who else? Tippers is still with us.
Tippers? Really?
Yeah, her
Tippers?
name's
I
Tiffany
love
Stout.
that.
Tippers.
Yeah, that's
Tippers.
what her
That's
thing is
awesome.
on Facebook too. But in all her life,
Oh, how fun.
yeah, her name's Tiffany Stout.
That's funny. Woo, women absolutely hate whiners and complainers. That is a fact. Absolutely. Sorry, I've been so chatty. The French red wine is opening up. Ariel is beautiful. I love the chatty. I think it's wonderful.
It. Yeah. And you're in Paris with the full moon.
And
You
I
can
want to
read
be
his
in
comments from
Paris.
the top.
You can read some of his comments. How many are there? And
There's
Jamie,
a-
what's cooking? Nothing's cooking today. It's Friday. That's pizza day. Mama's day off.
So I understand
Nice.
when
Yes.
Jamie shows her disappointing self, her hubby must have antenna out and become that jeweler.
He has to when I have my disappointing self. Absolutely. Very good comment. When your spouses notice that you're experiencing some type of disappointment, Joel's always very good at going, hey, you're awesome! You know, and just trying to get me out of whatever funk I'm in. And I think when you're in a good relationship, you do notice each other. What would you say about that?
Oh, absolutely. When you're in a good relationship, you bring out the diamond self in each other. Your diamond self brings out the other person's diamond self. Like you being your best self brings out Joel's best self, right?
Mhm.
And then when we do slip into, we have a disappointment or we have, you know, something happens that throws us, or we talk to some, you know, we have an encounter where we feel bad and, you know, we get triggered, our disappointing self gets triggered, then our spouse can say, oh, you're great, love you, you know, and that's going back to those TTLC needs I talked about before, where it can be, your disappointing self could be actually really spoiled and narcissistic. And
That's not me.
Not you. In general,
She was
someone.
talking to me.
I was. Someone's disappointing self could be kind of little, you know, a little selfish. That could be a disappointing self too. And if you have your partner is really strong and can say, hey, hello, wake up, and wake you up out of that trance of your disappointing self and bring you back to your diamond self, make you laugh, or say, honey, it's not okay when you yell, or whatever it is.
Whatever that personality trait that comes out. You know, it's really interesting that we're talking a lot about these our own personal personalities and noticing things within ourselves, and yet we're talking about love. We haven't said anything about how to go and find the person or how to find love. We're talking about ourselves. Is there something?
Well, that's it. So you're gonna find, if you have more self-knowledge, you're about who you are and what you want in relationship, it'll be easier to find, right?
Easier to find other people or to attract other people.
Yeah. So if you know who you are, what you need in relationship, who your diamond self is, and you are being that diamond self, you're more likely to attract people who, just social situations, you're more likely to attract people who like really appreciate your diamond self and go, I want to be around you.
Yeah. Oh, that, you know, it's interesting that you say that, because I feel like in my first marriage with my ex-husband, he didn't like my diamond self.
Interesting.
My diamond self was too much for him. It's interesting. It just occurred to me that Joel loves my diamond self. That's my husband, Joel.
Malia just likes you.
Thank you for the like and the retweet, Malia. Did you happen to see the coconut oil today? I said, Malia, she does this fantastic show on Meerkat. This is the total side thing over here, where she calls it Malia News.
Fun.
And so she reads the headlines for the New York Times,
Oh,
and then she
that's
just
cool.
goes over like the backstory. She's so smart and educated. She's fantastic.
Oh, wow.
She streams from LA. And I was thinking you were in New Orleans because you said something about being in New Orleans and music and everything, but she was really, I guess, streaming. Her brother was in New Orleans. But yeah, so we've got some great Meerkatters on right now watching. We've got Girl Talk Friday over here in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi.
Where men can talk back.
Where men can talk back. Well, they're the majority of our audience. They have to be able to talk back. Oh, and we've got a love mentor today. Her name is Joyelle, and she's one of 15 love mentors under the Dr. Diana
Kirshner.
the Love in 90 Days book, and there's a website associated with it, and these people are love mentors. They work with people one-on-one with finding love, and it sounds like also figuring out what their own personal problems are in the process, right?
I don't know if I call it problems so much.
No.
It's some of it. It's problems.
Well, what are your hang-ups? What are your...
Yeah, what are your killer beliefs that kill relationships? That
What
get
are
in the
your
way?
deadly dating patterns?
Yes.
Your deadly dating
Deadly dating patterns. There's so if you read Love in 90 Days, you'll see it's written from the woman's perspective, but men can get a lot out of it too, especially if they want to learn more about women. And the deadly dating patterns are 13 patterns that are deadly dating patterns. They are not, you're not going to have success in those patterns, and I work with my clients to shift those patterns. A lot of times those patterns aren't very conscious. The first one's flame out.
What's that?
Flame out is when you meet somebody and you fall in love, and he's the one, and everything's perfect, and you guys are just like soulmates instantaneously, and then all of a sudden, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks in, he disappears. Or it can happen the other way too.
Or she disappears.
Yeah. Just flame out. It's like, and then gone. And it's heartbreaking. That one's heartbreaking. And that is very, very common. And then you get that roller coaster of dating is up and down and up and down. It's really hurt. It can be very hurtful.
Everybody's the one, and then they disappear.
Well, not everybody, but it's like that person understands you better than anybody ever has. But it's so fast. It's like we have that, what's that cultural reference? It's like something about James Dean or something. It's coming up, but I'm not getting the words. It's just like it's so fast and intense, and then it's gone. And partly it's because it's not real.
Yeah. Well, there's no depth to it.
There's no
it was
depth
just right
yet.
there on the surface. You guys see, you I guess you saw eye to eye in some key moments, and then you thought there was something significant behind it.
Well, sometimes those people that we have the most chemistry with are not the best people for us.
Really?
Really?
Okay, that's quotable. Sometimes the people that we have the most chemistry with aren't necessarily the best.
Instantaneous chemistry.
Really? Why is that?
Because you're not really getting to see the person for who they really are.
You're just seeing their diamond self?
Not necessarily their diamond self. You could be seeing their disappointing self.
Well, why would their disappointing self be attractive?
Well, you usually attract to people who you think are issues. So if you're not your diamond self, and
This
you
has
meet
got it.
that person, and they're not their diamond self, you're going to think act on that level, but in reality, you don't, and it'll fizzle out.
Yep. Sometimes, and the flame out doesn't fizzle necessarily. Flame out goes out in flames and tears. Because all of a sudden, like everything was bringing you poetry, he's bringing you flowers, and then he's gone.
The water's thrown on it.
Yes, the water's thrown out, it's gone.
Oh,
It's pretty big usually.
Wow, yeah. You know, we got a great comment. Errol said, your ex was intimidated by your diamond self because he could not return it on the same level. In essence, he was less social, correct? Ha! Absolutely. He was less social. Actually, he could return it on the same level at certain times. He was an introvert naturally, and so he could be very extroverted and very charming and charismatic when he plugged himself in for 4 days. Then he could bring it out. But I wake up like this. And so I would overwhelm him with my just... I mean, so much so that Elaine was here last week, and she said her husband, when he first met me, he was like, whoa, that's high maintenance right there. That's a lot of, that's a lot of what? He said, that's just a, whew, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right, Errol. I think yeah. And he said, I bet you had to keep convincing him that he was worthy of you in some aspects. Oh my God, every day I had to convince him and myself that he was worthy of me. Okay, that's not nice, but that's true. Am I right? Yes. So the more you shine, the less attracted he appeared, as if not being seen with you.
As if he was not being seen.
I wouldn't say that's true. I would say the more I shine, the less he would look at me.
Well, and part of the reason you were attracted to him is because he was somewhat powerful and shiny.
Yeah, he was. He was very shiny and powerful when he was trying to be, which I was insanely attracted to. How attractive he was in those moments. And then, but once we got married, I realized those were moments. Those weren't his day-to-day self. His day-to-day self was a lot more quiet and was just always thrown off by my in-your-face personality.
He was the person he had to be in that moment for that work environment.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So very good comments.
You guys
Thank
weren't
you.
a match.
No,
right?
we were not a match, but we
It's
had
just-
that flame at the beginning.
Yes.
And I guess that's why we kept it going, because the flame lasted a little longer than 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It
But-
lasted about a year.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
He was really good for that year. He kept it
Well,
going.
we call it the, a honeymoon phase, right? Where you're just passionately in love, and then like reality hits, and you get to see the person day to day and who they are and what they're like, and they're not always great,
Yeah.
I've been
most
here
of the
days and
time
stuff.
they'll do what they have to do to make sure they get you, and once they get you, they're like, all right, I did everything I had to do to get them, now I don't have to do that anymore.
That's how I felt when my ex and I got married. I felt like a light was turned off. Like he had put me in a box and said, check, I got her as a wife, we're good now, I can move on to other things. And that it was like a light switch. It was very, very clear, like right after we got married, that he didn't have to worry about wooing me anymore. Or I guess stomaching my behavior. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Oh, wow. When I am with an energetic woman socially, I feel like $1,000,000. Well, thank you. And that's how my husband feels. He loves it. And I think I realized later on was that my ex-husband felt like he had to compete with me, or maybe like there was some kind of competition or whatever, whereas my husband now, my current husband, we're a very good match, and he loves my energetic self. He loves it. He's just like, check this thing out.
Listen, he loved the fact that she had a social schedule, and he wanted one too.
Yes. I have a social schedule, and my husband's like, I want one.
He wants to have lunch at more than the same people he sees every day for lunch.
Yes.
See, that's bringing out the diamond self.
We've brought it out in each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they've also grown and changed and got to experience other sides of themselves that they enjoy, like Jamie's more into her videos and all this stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
Joel getting into his fishing.
Oh, God.
And man cave and stuff.
That was the topic of last week's show, was how have you changed since you've gotten married?
Yeah.
And we talked about this, and it does kind of relate to the diamond self, because we talked about the fact that we've changed in ways that perhaps they weren't necessarily secret to the other person, but we've been able, because of the relationship, to fulfill that element of ourselves. Mm-hmm. So it does have something.
Yeah, it's like a great relationship. You're going to have roots and foundation, so then you can bring your dreams in.
And that's what Joel's been doing. He's got his man cave. He's got his boat. He was looking at another boat. I'm like, we don't need another boat. He's like, and then he went shrimping on Wednesday. He was gone all day shrimping. I was like, at what point did you start shrimping? He's like, now? But it's because he feels more comfortable in his life. He's got the foundation of a solid relationship. He has more money to do his passions. And it's interesting seeing that diamond self grow. Oh yeah, which he complains about. He complains about the home to come home to, because it's so settled, and he wants to be the dog. Oh, he's like, dinner at 6. God, I feel like Lady in the Tramp. I'm like the tramp in the house. Like, dinner at 6. I'm like, yeah, you don't want dinner? And he's like, no, I want dinner. You just don't want it at 6.
One question, does the boat that he was looking at, does it have a bathroom in it?
Yeah, I told him the next boat has to have a bathroom.
Yeah.
Because our boat, it is the size under the size that has a bathroom. So it's like 25 feet, whereas like the 26-foot boat has the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I have to hang off the edge.
Yeah, we're wired differently.
Wired?
We're built differently.
We're built differently. Well, if you guys are just now joining us, this has been the Girl Talk Show live from Bay St. Louis. every Friday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're talking with Joyelle here. She's a love mentor. She's awesome. She's also one of my best friends. We have lunch every week. That's how I know her. But we're talking love mentoring, so please feel free to write all your questions in there. If you haven't done so yet, like and retweet so we get more people up in here. More people up in here. And follow at the very tippy top so you get notifications when we come online. We do a Girl Talk show every single Friday, but we do other streams throughout the week. We do a Web Wednesday where we talk about web design and stuff like that. We do cooking shows. What else do we do?
Sometimes we do. Sometimes
It's my first time on.
Well, we do meditation.
We do Meditation Monday where we do a meditation practice right before our morning meeting. So there's lots of stuff going on down here. I think there aren't very many meerkatters from Mississippi and from the coast just in general. So if you're seeing this stream, you're seeing somebody from a different part of the world than where you are more than likely. Unless you're Bob. Bob's down the street from us. And tippers. So hello and welcome to all of you who are in here, and oh my god, all of these comments. Wow.
Wonderful.
Thank you for the likes and the retweets. Wonder why I'm here says, what is this stream about? I'm curious. And let's see, somebody, I am Adamer says, why are you here? Read the whiteboard. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm glad y'all were helping each other out. And you guys, we've got 50 people watching right now.
Fun.
So it keeps growing.
Hi, everybody.
And I was telling you that it does grow as longer that we stay on. This is her first time on Meerkat. She's a Meerkat virgin.
We popped her cherry.
We popped her cherry.
I'm here.
She's here, so if you guys have any questions of a love mentor, please feel free to ask her. If you are curious about getting a free session with her, what can they do?
You can go to lovein90days.com. That is Dr. Diana Kirshner's website, and you will see all the information. You can sign up for the newsletter. Great tips in the newsletter about relationships. And there's a link at the top about coaching. And if you go to that link, there's a place where you can sign up for a free 40-minute love mentoring session and say referred by me, Joyelle.
Spell your name for them in case
Joielle.
And we'll have it we'll tweet it out right after.
After each
Great.
of our streams, we tweet out. We tweet out.
We tweet.
we tweet. God, anyway, this is ridiculous. You'll figure it out. And you can always DM me on Twitter if you're curious about anything that we said here today, so that I can give you some more information individually if you would like that as well. So there's probably several more things that we should talk about that we haven't discussed. We've got about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Well, y'all only went over the flame out.
That's right. So there's lots of other
There are deadly dating patterns.
deadly dating
Thank
patterns.
you for the prompt, Melissa. Yay, good.
Yay,
That's why I'm
yes. Do you guys know of any deadly
Deadly. Killer. They're killers, right? Killer beliefs underlie the deadly dating patterns. Water break?
Yeah, I need some water. Melissa, can you give me some water?
There's no more of the picture things up here.
Okay. Because it's the water that's causing my mouth not to work.
The lack of water.
The lack of water.
Fuzzy.
Dehydration.
Yes. So
Right.
deadly dating
patterns.
patterns. So we talked about number one.
Flame out. The second one, another one that's really important, is very common for women, is crumbs. And that's the pattern that women often get into because we're so used to, well, I'll take that back, change that up. Okay, so crumbs is when you're in a relationship with someone and they only see you when they want to. It's not a mutual thing. It could be someone who's,
Like a booty call.
could be a booty call. It could be a booty call. Absolutely. It could be, you could be the other woman or the other man. It's always the other person calls all the shots. And so you end up with crumbs. You know, you don't get the whole donut, you get the crumbs of the donut. And it's can make you feel really, really, really bad. It's bad on the self-esteem. But we get into relationships like that because maybe we need to work on the self-esteem and raise our self-esteem and our self-respect so that we're not looking for that. And these deadly dating patterns, they're unconscious. We do them kind of by default because we're not thinking about it. We don't know there's another way. It's like what I talked about before, the crappy education for relationships. So that's why we want to talk about all of this, so we can change any patterns that are there. So there's crumbs. Another one that women do a lot is I'll make you love me. It's when they overgive.
But I would say that those probably go together. The crumbs and making you love me.
I'll make you, crumbs is a little bit more on the waiting. You're waiting for him to call. You're waiting for him to ask you. You're waiting.
Sort of like Miss Eve reading Dorothy Parker's waiting for the telephone call.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also be in a relationship where you're getting crumbs, and it's a long-term relationship where the person is what's the word?
Withholding?
Is withholding of love, and so you accept crumbs. You accept just the tiniest little nuggets of care, and you make those into something substantial.
Pretend they're a feast.
Yes. Oh yeah, you get a tiny little crumb, you're like, oh, look at that. You know, but you're in a long-term relationship with this person. And I would say that number 3 coming in, which is the, you just said,
I'll make you love me.
I'll make you love me, is probably could be part of that. I might get more of a feast if I made you love me, if I gave more. That's my own
I see what you say. I see what you say. They sometimes do go together. But the I'll make you love me is women are often taught to be the givers. And we don't receive a lot. We don't let people give to us. We're taught to take care of the family and the kids and so women will overgive. And that can, you know, guys can go like, what? And in the dynamic between male and female, the masculine dynamic is to give, to be the active one. The feminine dynamic is to be the receptive one. And so you gotta let your guy give to you. If you're a woman,
that's so like not what our culture preaches to women. I mean, it's like you just said, women are supposed to give and give and give and give and give and give and give is what we're told, and yet the feminine energy is the receiving energy.
Right.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's nurturing. There's the mother energy where you nurture. But if you don't let a man, if you're a woman and you don't let a man give to you, the guy's like, I got no role here. I'm going to go find somebody who like lets me be a winner, lets me feel good about myself by giving to her.
Yeah. Lets me take care of her.
Lets me take care of her, yeah.
Yeah, so that the guy, like you said, can feel good about themselves.
Yeah, I mean, of course, one of the wonderful things about men is how they are active. There is a strength. There is the take care of aspect, right? It feels good when, I love it. I mean, just one of those simple take care of things is when a man opens a door for a woman. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so much about equality and all that stuff, but if my husband, not if, but when my husband opens the door for me, I just feel just cherished and taken care of. You know, it works for me. And there's that. If I open the door for him, it's kind of backwards.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right. It feels backwards.
Yeah.
And so it's that. Women who do the I'll make you love me pattern are trying to get love. It's like what it says in the title. Dr. Diana named it great. It's I'll make you love me. It's like, I'm going to work overtime to be everything and make you
I'm going to
happy.
open the door for you, and I'm going to buy you dinner, and I'm going to do everything for you so that you have no choice but to love me. And the funny thing is men don't respond to that. They don't respond.
Unless they're really young and they just want, emotionally and want mothering. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a healthy dynamic.
No, men, oh my God, I always joke around with my husband. I mean, what he wants me to say to him all the time is, oh, you're my hero. And then he's like, yes, I am.
So his diamond self is like Superman or
Oh,
something.
yes. Oh, my God.
Right?
That's his whole new fishing thing that he brings up, is that he wants to come in and he wants to show me the fish he caught so that he can say, look, your man brought home the fish. And I get to go, thank you so much, you brought home the fish.
He's a man.
He's a man's man. He is.
Awesome.
On one of her videos, she even says, Superman's in the house.
Oh yeah, it's like Superman's in the house. But what I think a lot of women, especially in my generation, maybe a little older and definitely a little younger, is they forget that men need that. They think, oh, because I work and I can provide and I can buy the date and I can buy the dinner and I don't need him to open the door for me because I bought everything myself. They forget that that basically puts the man.
They don't need the man for anything.
Then you don't need a man. And if you don't need a man, then he doesn't need to be with you either. Because he needs to be needed. So women have to learn to leave a space for the man to be the man and cherish him for that as well. Or, you know, respect him for that and
appreciate
it.
So appreciative, I mean, of that. I mean, it enhances your life. It's not about control. It's not about control. It's not about someone being more than the other. It's not about inequality. It's partnership and allowing the other person to be the masculine and the other person to be the feminine. And it's not that roles aren't going to change, and it's not that women can't be powerful, amazing business people and really effective in work and in the world and getting things done and being leaders. It's not that. It's about the personal dynamic.
Yeah. When you're in relation with somebody. I know I've shared with you before, I have a Roy Ray, she's a relationship coach on the internet as well. I found her back when I was going through my divorce, and she always talked about bracelets. And she said, you know, what I do is I have a feminine bracelet, and I put it on one hand to signify that I'm in the masculine world. And then I put it on my other hand when I'm at home with my husband, and I need to step into my feminine energy. Because if I try to be masculine in the home, it really creates a weird dynamic between me and my husband, and he doesn't want to be the feminine energy, so he ends up kind of flailing there with no responsibility and no duty. Whereas when I put on my right hand, my feminine bracelet, I get to sit back and go, oh baby, take care of me, and he just has a purpose.
I love that. It's beautiful.
Oh baby, take care of me. I learned so much from Rory Ray is her website. It's roryray.com, and you can probably just Google it. Anyway, we've got some questions and comments. We've just been talking today. Oh, I've been talking, whatever. So yes, let's take some questions and comments. Melissa.
Okay. Go all the way up. Okay, that's the crumb. Yeah, people have been like.
I apologize.
Good conversations.
Yeah, Larry's
Awesome.
even commented in here.
Larry. Is Larry in the house? This is Larry, folks.
Wonder why I'm here asked. In a nutshell, for relationship purpose, what is the most important thing that women want? Security, right? Of course, Ariel then answers in just a minute. But Larry says, a deadly dating pattern, thinking you have the other person figured out. And Ariel says, not financial security as number one, but security that you will be there for her when she needs and wants the best of you. And wonder why I'm here says, it seems like it's never enough to please your woman. Makes us men crazy sometimes. Like
Joel would second that.
Anything, I'm never enough. Ariel says, overgiving is subjective. If she feels comfortable with the giving and respected, then it is up to them. One thing for sure, a woman knows after a short while if she is getting crumbs from a man. Women who appreciate a man's care, taking, and active participation are keepers no matter what. On the other side, when a woman provides everything for a man, he finds it repellent. A good man finds it repellent.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheryl says, Jamie!
Cheryl, hey! So good to see you. I'm glad you're in the house, girlfriend. I see Tony's in the house, too. He's one of my best viewers. Tony, he's the Apple sign right there, the Apple avatar. Hello, Tony. He's in Atlanta.
And Ariel says, yes, we like to hear that hero worship. Thank you for catching this fish once in a while. It feels good.
He caught 300 pounds of shrimp. Put your head around that on Wednesday. I told him how awesome he was.
Same for a woman. No makeup, sweatshirt on, and he says, babe, you look amazing today. Ariel also says, frankly, Southern women have a leg up on the femininity over the Northern women here.
It's a leg up.
And D-Trucking says, hey, Jamie!
Hey, D-Trucking, thank you for the like and the retweet. And thank you, Melissa, for reading all the comments. I appreciate that. Wow, what great comments. What do you take away from some of that? That's a lot.
It's a lot. I love that everybody's talking about it and that everybody's, the conversation's going and that we're looking at this, because that's the part where I said, you know, we get the crappiest education for relationships. It's like, it's so good we're talking about it. It's so good we're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because sometimes just being aware of these things, like learning about the diamond self, learning at the fact that, you know, there are deadly dating patterns or that there are killer beliefs, just being aware. I you know, when you and I discussed killer beliefs once, it's been, gosh, over a year now, I brought that into other aspects of my life, into my business. I talk to myself when I hear that disappointment stuff or those beliefs come up. I'll stop and go, oh, that's a killer belief. And so that's like a part of my vernacular now. So a lot of this is great just to bring it up, even if maybe you're in a great relationship and you're not looking for love. Just knowing some of these things can help you be more aware of yourself. And it seems like that's a lot of what you do with love mentoring, is helping people be more aware of themselves.
Right, absolutely. We do inner work, we do outer work. Inner work is the being aware of who you are, learning who you are. Outer work is like practicing being with people in the world. We also talk about how to date online.
How to date online. That's a biggie, because so many people date online nowadays.
I know, it's a great way to meet people. It's a way you can meet people that maybe live or work 3 blocks from you, but you don't have social circles that interact, so you never meet them, but they might be perfect for you.
Yeah. Neat. So are there any like tips you could give? Because I'm sure some of our viewers are online dating right now. So are there like specific tips that, like in a nutshell, you could say top 5 dating tips for online?
I don't know. Let me think.
I always give her tons of questions.
She does. She gives me great questions. I have to then think about it.
We have lunch and she goes, "You and your questions."
Oh, did I say that?
You didn't say it in so many words, but you're like,
let me think about how to say that.
Think about that, Jamie. That's a good question. But like, well, I guess what I'm thinking of is, you know, I know when you were working with Melissa, she said that you were telling her on her dating profile for women to wear red.
Yes. You want to have, when you're doing online dating, you want to have a really good profile that represents you and is written to attract the kind of person you want. You might, and then there are some other tips about pictures. Pictures are so important because men are visual. I mean, we are biological creatures. We're intellectual, but we're biological too. Chemistry is important, but also guys are visual, right? There have been studies done that show that both men and women, when they rate pictures of people, it'll be the same person, and if they're in red, they'll be higher rated for attractiveness.
You hear that? Red. That's it. I just need to get a red shirt on. I'm joking.
Red lips.
See, I got red lipstick. Before Joel gets home, I'm going to put a red shirt on and see if there's any difference.
I have a feeling he thinks you're pretty attractive already.
Maybe so. But I think that's interesting because you told Melissa that, and Melissa was shopping for a red shirt, and she said she needed a red swoop.
Yeah, scoop neck. You want a scoop neck.
Okay, why a scoop neck?
Well,
it's not provocative. It's just right there on the curve of it.
Okay, so when, especially women.
Okay, guys, don't get a swoop neck.
No. For women, having a little bit of skin right here, it enhances your color, your brightness, and then having a little bit of a scoop neck where you're showing just a tiny, yes, see, when you show just a tiny bit of cleavage.
I don't have any.
We're biological, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do care about
better looking
attractiveness.
right here, and I don't even have cleavage.
Even women throughout the history of times, all dresses have gone.
Right.
At least right about here.
Men like breasts, right? That's part of what men like about women.
Isn't that what the corsets were all about? Smushing them up here. And
Smushing them up and having it go down.
Well, it was also some, like...
And push them in and, like, give it just a hint, but showing this because they had sleeves still, so it was like a little...
So in your profile picture online, if you're a woman, you should wear red and you should expose...
A scoop neck red.
Scoop
with a
neck
little
red.
tiny, just a hint of...
But too much
Camouflage.
would...
Too much. You don't want to look slutty. You don't want to look... You want to look like you're beautiful and sensuous and sexy. Sensual. But not... But self-respecting at the same time.
Yeah. I like that. Sensual, but self-respecting.
Well, and Ariel says dating sites are iffy. The pictures are never as good as the real thing, and expectations are dashed at times.
Yeah, that happens.
That can happen.
Yeah, I went on a date once, a guy on a dating site, and I mean, a really attractive guy online, and we talked on the phone. He had a great voice. Voice is a big deal for me. And we went out on a date, and he was like a lot shorter than I expected, and he was wearing socks with sandals. And I went, wow, that wasn't in the picture. I didn't see socks and sandals in the picture. Yeah, we didn't go out.
It might have worked great in Berkeley or somewhere else where that was cool.
It wasn't nice. So
Mona says hi, she made it.
Ramona's wonderful. She's a blogger. What is it called? It's the Fries.
Yeah, for tries or something.
Yeah, but what's the name of the blog though? I forgot. Oh, it's off the tip of my tongue. Anyway, she blogs about food. And she has given me all sorts of ideas and links and stuff to other bloggers, and she's just great in that community. I'm so glad you're here. We're talking to a love mentor. This is Joyelle, and we've been talking since 2 o'clock. Can you imagine that we can talk this much?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm doing it every Friday.
We do it all the time. So I'm so glad everyone who's joining us, please follow at the very tippy top and ask your questions here below.
Well, JSN Network says, a good relationship thrives when these 3 ingredients are present: chemistry, complicity, and feeling of partnership. Do you agree?
Tell me more what complicity means.
Like being not complacent, feeling complete. Is that what that means?
Complicity or complacency?
It's COMPLICITY.
Complicity. That usually means like working together, which is also partnership. So tell us more what you mean.
Addicted to fries.
Addicted to fries. That's right. Addicted to fries. That's Ramona's blog. Awesome. Thank you so much.
What if you went on a date and he handed two pics in a profile before he started talking? That's online in a way, right?
You went on a date and what?
No, what if he goes on a date and he has the pics in his profile in his hand? And
he gives you a resume?
Yeah, gives it to her right there. That's a little bit like online in a way.
But why would you need to do that?
No. I think he's being funny. Funny.
Complicity means she works.
You could do it like you could both be on, a match.
Oh yeah,
on your phone at the table.
That would be hilarious.
That would be funny.
And Ariel says complicity meaning she works with you and vice versa.
Okay, which is like partnership.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, so you're in agreement. You're in alignment. You're team together. You're working towards the same goal. You're wanting success for each other. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if I asked him that question, he would say, the 3 most important things about a relationship is... He's kind of a redneck. Sex? You telling me that I'm your hero?
No.
And...
Now, Jamie, for the last 2 minutes today, you might have to live up to something you've always said.
Which is?
If you reached 50 people in a stream at the same time, you would have a dance. Well, you're up to 76.
A dance?
You remember?
You want me to no, but you have to tell me what song to dance to. I did. I told them if I get up to a certain amount of people, I would dance.
And this is like, in
Cool.
the stream, we have 75.
Well, listen,
Wonderful.
the viewers didn't say that. You did.
Oh, that had to be a
viewer
viewer
has to
challenge.
say that. Yeah, a viewer challenge. Yeah, one time.
Maybe I should ask.
Yeah, one time we got up to 50 people at once, and I said, if we get up to 50, I'll eat a handful of jalapenos, which I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I have the catch. I have the stream to prove it. I can show you. Yeah, I actually did this and.
Ariel says this is what he meant. If you exchange profiles in person and pictures before you started asking questions on a date, it would be weird, right?
It would be. It would be if you were like, oh, let me see your resume first. But I have to be honest. I told Joel at the very beginning because I had already had so many bad experiences. When Joel and I met, I was not interested really, and he was kind of stalker-ish, which we've already discussed. And I had my list, and I was like, okay, number one, I need to see your resume. Number two, I need to see your tax returns. Number three, we need to go through, and he laughed. Because I said all this. Now, I didn't get it. But I said all this. These are what I need. And he just looked at me, and he was like, well, you just took all the romance out of this whole thing. And I'm like, because I'm looking for Mr. Right. Mr. Right's not going to have all these problems. And he goes, oh, yeah? He told me later he had a problem in every single realm. But he was just like, we're not going to talk about that. I love him to death. He's great.
Did we have Melissa, the keeper of the
messages,
conversation?
Yes.
What were we talking about a minute ago?
I don't know, but they said make it 100 and then.
Okay, if we get 100 people watching our show, I will do a dance. Oh yeah, one time. Yeah, we've had more than that, but at one time I will do some type of dance. You guys tell me what to sing and dance to. I'll totally do it. I mean, it's like not a big deal.
No, she's
like I really don't care.
I know.
I remember one day
awesome.
she was in there. She was just dancing to the Latin beats or whatever like that.
Yeah, I was doing like samba
She's
and
a
stuff.
dancer.
Yeah, I love
Passion
dancing
for
and
dancing.
doing that stuff.
No, it was your Brazilian music, and you were sitting there dancing on Meerkat.
100 people, folks, and I'll dance. I'll make her dance too.
She's up to 82.
I'm a dancer too, so
83.
it's not that
So
big
you
a deal.
could dance too. Oh, get the love mentor dancing. Oh, do we have any more comments, or can I
No,
ask her
that's
some
it.
questions?
We can go back to the 13 dead.
We were talking about the deadly dating patterns.
Yes,
There's 13 of them, so it takes
And
a while to
we've
get
got
through them.
Flame out. We've got crumbs. We've got the
I'll make you love me.
I'll
Make
make
you
you
love me.
love me.
Oh, okay, so there's another one, which is grass is always greener, right? It's what it sounds like. Dr. Diana is great with naming things. It's when you're always comparing your boyfriend to somebody else and thinking that somebody else is better.
Oh, so the people you're with aren't good enough, or the person you're with is not good enough because they don't do what so-and-so does.
or you can't commit fully because you think that there's someone else better.
Yes.
So you don't give the relationship a chance.
Yeah. You're always like looking to the.
Oh, I know some people that do that in relationships. Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. Yeah, where they say, well, I mean, he's all right. And it's like, well, but you know, you've been dating all these different people. I mean, is one good enough? You know?
Bringing Miss Elaine, she spoke about that in a couple of hers about some relationships she's been in and what's different about her relationship now at Jim and how she doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, that she committed herself fully. She's not looking for somebody to be better.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a. It's all of this stuff is about maturity and learning and loving. So it's like really making that commitment. It's such a powerful thing. Once you make that commitment, then to the right person. Once you make that commitment, then love and relationship blossoms even more. There's such a depth. Yeah.
Okay, so what's number 4? I mean, number 5.
Let me see another one.
Hermit.
Oh,
Melissa knows.
brilliant,
all of
Melissa.
this.
Yes,
She's awesome.
hermit.
What's hermit?
You like to watch romantic comedies with your girlfriends or by yourself with popcorn instead of going on dates?
Are going anywhere.
Or going
So hold
anywhere.
on, this is the deadly dating pattern that has nothing to do with dating. You're not dating.
Because you're avoiding dating. You're avoiding getting out and getting to know
Oh, you're
people.
being a hermit.
You're being a
Oh,
hermit.
so you're
you
refusing
prefer
it.
to go home
And be
than
by
to
yourself.
Go anywhere
Well,
else.
but that the person who's suffering from that pattern is suffering from other killer beliefs.
Well, so the killer beliefs underlie all these patterns.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So a hermit is when you're not actually dating. You'd rather be by yourself or your friends or you're a workaholic.
I get out. I'm going out next week.
You can meet someone at home.
I go out. Why do you think I come down here? And on the way home, I stop at places. You know, I got out of my house, right, Joyelle?
Yes.
I'm down here now. I see people.
Social life, honey.
Even though it's Jamie most of the time right now.
We watch movies together. We eat popcorn.
Actually, we've never watched a movie
I'm gonna
together.
be so happy when that girl gets married.
I know. Won't that be so much fun?
So
to dance at her
sweet.
wedding.
Oh. And we'll dance when we get 100 people. We've almost got it. We're up to 90.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I'm not dating right now. I go out, but I'm not a hermit. And that is Ramona. You say you go out, but you're not a hermit. Are you going out looking for men to date? Are you going out kind of with that openness that you're looking? Or are you going out like, I'm not dating?
Are you smiling at the attractive guys and making eye contact and smiling and saying hi and being open? Are you flirting a little bit? Do you have a sense of, is your body, are you embodying being open and available? Or not?
Okay. And another one that you missed over was
Mingle, don't single. That's a good one.
I love that.
Mingle,
That's
don't
awesome.
single. Oh, that's great. That's peekaboo. Thank you, peekaboo.
Fantasy. Okay, so fantasy.
fantasy relationship.
Melissa's feeding me lines. I love it.
She's got them all right over there.
Yeah. So fantasy is when you be man or woman and you are in relationship. It's like what we think of as a crush. We have a crush on somebody and they are our romantic partner even if they don't even know you exist. Or it's somebody you work with and there's like, it's like you talk about him to all, so okay, I'm coming from a perspective of a woman. You talk to all your friends, oh, I got to see him today. Oh, he smiled at me. Maybe he doesn't even know your name. I mean, that's a fantasy relationship. You're putting all your romantic energy into a relationship with someone as if it were a relationship. And but there isn't, it's not a real relationship.
Oh, so that is a deadly dating pattern, even though, again, you're not dating.
No.
You're fake, false fantasy dating people.
You could, some of the Hollywood stars, celebrities, they get people who are in love with them, even though
That's
they
what
don't
I
know
was
them
thinking.
for real.
Yeah. And they put their posters up, and they're seriously crushing on this person.
Yeah. And that's why they get a lot of stalkers. Mm-hmm. Moving down the list because we're getting short on time is abuse recycle.
Abuse recycle. I'm not laughing about the abuse recycle. I'm laughing, Melissa, because you got it going there. Okay, so abuse recycle is.
Oh, I thought that was a comment. Oh, this is one
I know.
of the
At first,
killer,
I thought you were going to say a comment.
deadly
This is a
dating pattern. Okay, so it's called abuse recycle. What's that?
Yeah, it's when you get into a relationship with someone who's abusive, whether that's emotionally or mentally or physically.
And you always do this. You're
And
always
that's your
getting.
pattern. You do it. And what happens when you're in abusive relationships and you don't get out? It can get worse when you don't stand up for yourself. It gets worse, and it's a touchy one because if you're in a relationship with someone violent, you need support, and that's a whole nother topic, right? But you can be someone who gets into an abuse recycle pattern when it's emotionally like they make you feel bad about yourself over and over and over again, and then you get into and then somehow that ends, and then you get into another one.
So it's like you're always subconsciously attracting people that make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, and that's as you guys can tell, that's a big topic.
Yeah.
What do you think of Tinder is what a question that did come in.
What do you think of Tinder?
And J-Swipe.
Okay, thank you.
They're great.
The app, right? Tinder?
Yeah, Tinder and J-Swipe, they're both great.
Okay.
J-Swipe is like Jewish Tinder.
Okay.
And they're good as long as you know that you're looking. I mean, depends on what you're looking for. I mean, Tinder kind of started out as a kind of meetup, right? But if you can use them as dating apps, you want to just be clear that you're doing dating. You keep your intention in your heart, and you keep committed to your intention and your focus for a great relationship.
And I love that. I'm guessing that's what you tell all of your clients.
Of course.
You keep going over and over. It's all about your intention. When my husband and I first met, I was on a dating site. We didn't meet on a dating site, have you? But I was on a dating site, and I had written, my bio was what I was looking for. I was very explicit in what I wanted, almost ridiculously so. Like, I said stuff like, I am looking for a man who is strong and smart and powerful and is ready to get off of the mouse wheel of life and take on challenges and isn't scared. And I said all this stuff that most guys went, yeah, not doing her.
Right, because it was too much.
It was too much. But the perfect guy said, oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. And like I told my husband on our first date, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know. Of course, I had my shield up. I'm like, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 40, so if you're intimidated by that, you might as well not even talk to me. And he goes, really? Me too.
I saw him, yeah.
Okay, well, I guess this can go further. Whereas other guys would have been like, whoa, this girl's crazy. You know, but having that intention out there, like I said, exactly what I was looking for. This is my intention. If I don't find this person, that's fine, but this is what I'm looking for. I felt like that was what led me to the success that I had in finding a relationship, was that intention. So
you committed to yourself.
I wasn't going to settle for less than that.
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes, you know, that when the diamond self slips into the disappointing self, that's my job, is to keep my clients focused on love, that they can have what they want.
Okay, and the other ones include, we're going to go briefly because I know we're over 4 o'clock, but
we're just having such a good old time. We're almost done. What are the rest?
Safety net.
Safety net.
You date someone, thank you for the prompting, you date someone that you just know isn't quite what you want, but you date them so you're not alone.
I've done that.
And a couple things can happen with safety net. You get bored and you move on, or you help them grow into the person that you help them shine, and then they get bored and they move on to somebody who appreciates them, you know?
Oh, to somebody who appreciates them because you never really appreciated them? That's so interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. I know I've done this before. I've dated somebody just because there was nothing else going on, and liked them a lot, but I just wasn't enamored by them. Never got to that phase where they were bored with me. I broke up, but that's interesting. Okay. What's next?
I don't know, but Ariel says it took me 16 years to be a millionaire, and when I did it all at 41, it changed my life, and finding love a bit harder.
I bet it did. Oh wow, tell us why being a millionaire has made it harder for you to find love. Oh wow.
And then one of the others is not perfect, I'll pass.
So that's another one where you meet a nice guy, but maybe he's an inch too short. I'm coming from a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
And you just don't like his name. Or,
hey, that's important for girls if you're going to marry. Just saying.
In this pattern, though, you can always find something wrong with the person. And you say, no, and it really comes from a fear of inadequacy on your own part.
Really? That's what it is? Well, I know I had a little bit of that when I met Joel because he had 4 kids.
That may not be not perfect. That might be like, do I really want that?
Oh, really? Well, my mom said, stop being like that. Give the boy a chance.
Well, that's true.
She did.
And you did that. That's great advice. Yeah. But, you have to, you have the characteristics of a person, but then you also have the relationship. And you're like, are your needs met? Are you good together? Is this a good person?
Not, is he 5'10" or 6'1"?
Or is he a millionaire or not?
Errol is a millionaire, ladies. Hey, Melissa.
And he cares about relationships.
Yes, because he's been watching our stream this entire time. Let me just give a shout out to all of you guys who have been watching this entire time. Holy crap nuts, that's awesome. Oh my God, if you haven't done so yet, follow at the very tippy top. I'm Miss Jamie D, broadcast from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi.
And
All the freaking time.
I'd like to say we're down to the last 4.
Last 4? Oh, until we
Deadly.
dance.
Deadly.
Oh, well, actually,
Dating.
I think people should get the book or have a free session. They want to talk about that some more. There's 13 of them.
There's 13, and there's
And
lots to
yeah,
cover.
well,
We have covered so much in this stream, and we're not quite at 100. I don't know if we'll ever get there, and that's fine. That
What
means
are we
we
at?
don't have to dance. We're at 99. I think we're about to have to dance. Ah.
Okay, well, let's talk about one more topic real quick.
Oh my. Okay, what?
So there's the inner work, and then there's outer work. Part of the outer work is actually looking at someone and determining, for women, this is coming from the women's perspective again, if a guy is a dud or a stud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so
A
you
dud
actually,
or a
there's
stud.
3 questions you want to ask. Is he crazy about me? Is he willing to grow? And does he meet the basics? Meets the basics means, is he,
Does he have a job?
is he successful? And success doesn't have to be
Many-
a number.
many things,
It's like,
yeah.
is he responsible? Does he tell the truth? Does he care about people? Is he geographically compatible? Because long distance is really hard to do. There's those kind of things. He has to be willing to grow. If he's not willing to grow,
It's stubborn. Yeah.
if he's not
Ooh.
willing to grow, it's not going to work.
Yeah, because
we-
everyday relationship, you are constantly changing and growing. You have to be with somebody that says, I never thought about it that way. Okay, yeah, maybe that's something I can consider. Yeah, okay. I'm willing to make that change. Or I'm willing to at least think about it. Oh, we're at 100.
Can I chair dance while you show off your legs?
But I will tell you this is why Ariel has trouble. It's not with me. They think that I have all these options and cash of women with money, and the false jealousy hurts sometimes.
Oh, but that means you're attracting women that are insecure. I'm not the love mentor. Is that what you would say?
I would say that, and also you might look and see if there's. I think you should sign up for a free session here.
That's right. If you guys haven't done so yet, go to loveiN90days.com. We will have all of this information on jamiedoris.com, by the way, which is my website. If you go there and you go up at the very top, there's a coaching tab. She is one of the 15 love mentors that works under Dr. Diana Krishna, who wrote this book, Love in 90 Days. And you can sign up for a free session to have her work with you personally, just to kind of get things started. And of course, if you liking where it's going, if you feel like it's a good connection where you guys can work together, then you can sign up for more sessions as well. So, yes, please do that. Oh, what?
I asked how you know a man is a stud before you sleep with him.
Do you know a man's a stud before you sleep with him?
Oh, yes. you wanna be and how I coach my clients and what Dr. Diana teaches in Love in 90 Days is that you want to date people casually. And this is what we call the dating program of 3. Like I said, there's so much to cover. You want to date people, you want to get to know them, you want to know if it's a good relationship before you become exclusive, and then you don't want to have sex till you become exclusive. So you want to wait a while. You have sex too early, it interrupts the emotional bonding. It just turns into sexual bonding. It's different.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. So, very good question. And I would definitely say I could tell if a guy was a dud or a stud before I slept with him. Absolutely. Yeah. I like the way you put it, though. You said, covers the basics, he's crazy about you, and the third one was he's willing to change.
Willing to grow.
Willing to grow. Not change. Willing to...
who you are now is not who you're going to be in 20 years. We all grow.
Yeah,
so he's humble enough.
Jamie said her and Joel have both grown.
Oh yeah, we've grown a lot, and that was something I did remark on when he and I first met, is he had already been through a divorce, so he had an ex-wife and everything, and when he and I talked about his past marriage, this was a key to me that he was not a dud, that he was a stud, and we hadn't slept together, was that he said, yeah, she did all sorts of stuff, but you know what, I had a lot to do with it too. I was this, I was that, I had done these things that I shouldn't have done, and so he he had done a lot of reflection and a lot of growth in and of himself, which told me that he was the kind of person who was willing to grow. It wasn't, oh, it's her fault. She was a bitch. That's it. That's somebody who hasn't done the work, isn't really willing to grow, or hasn't gotten there yet.
Self-awareness, being self-reflective, so
Alex
important.
Daily TV says, so you date 5 people at once?
3.
3. Yeah.
And you don't, it's not, you're not cheating. You do it, you're clear that you're dating casually, getting to know people over time. The intent is to get into a relationship. It's not casual sex, it's not cheating, it's not.
Yeah, you don't even have sex until you narrow it down.
So you decide you guys might have a future together. You're going to be exclusive. I know, I love this.
I can't help but think about Joel. I told him when we started dating. Again, I had done all this work before the two of us started dating. So I was primed with my book, you know. I knew what I was doing. So I told him, I said, look, when we started dating, I said, okay, I just want to let you know we're not going to have sex for a while. And I also said, and I'm dating other people, which he was not used to the concept that the girl that he was crushing on was going to be dating other guys. So he was like, oh, okay. So he started asking me out like every weekend night so that I couldn't go on dates. And I was still steadily talking to guys. I wasn't able to like go out with them because here's this dude, Joel, that's asking me out every single night and is just crazy about me. A, is he crazy about you? He was crazy. Well, then I'm talking to this other guy still on these dating sites, and Joel finally, it was like, I don't know, a month and a half in the relationship. He's like, I just want to let you know I went on a date today with another girl. He was trying to make me jealous. It worked. We became exclusive that day. I said, you went on a date with another girl? He goes, yeah, she was a lawyer. And I liked her. And I was like, well, and he was like, would you like to be exclusive? Okay, but by that point, he had already passed all of these tests, so it was just so cute. He was so crazy about me that he told me that he went on a date with another girl.
Is you sure it wasn't just him seeing his lawyer to see what was up with it?
You know what? It may have been a lie. The whole thing may have been a lie, but he did go on to tell me. He showed me the girl's picture, and like they were Facebook friends. So I mean, he did show me that, you know, she existed. But he told me some other characteristics of what happened on their date. So I'm pretty sure it happened, but you're right. It could have been a total hoax, and that was just his controlling manner of trying to get in a relationship with me. It was so cute. You have to give it to him. So I did the 3 dating for about a minute. No, actually it's about a month and a half.
You know, Larry's said a few things.
Oh, we've got some more comments? Oh.
Yeah. So you can wait and cover all the basics and be a dud in the sheets?
Yeah.
That's what Larry said.
A dud in the sheets? A dud? Why would you want to be a dud in bed? Larry?
Ariel says he's not a flirt, dedicated and not cheating when I enter a relationship. And Larry says, so if a man covers all the basics you're looking for, what happens if he's all smoke and no fire in the sheets?
What would you say about that, Love Mentor? Is that another realm of checking? Is seeing what it's like in bed?
Well, remember the willing to grow part?
Oh, what she just said is that's something that the two of you can grow together in. And he doesn't have to be explosive in the sheets. See, I think what we're hearing is what guys think are important. Guys think that's important. I know if I were to ask my husband, he would say the same thing. Well, I'm a stud. Baby, that's not what we're talking about. Well, that's what's important. No, it's not what's necessarily important.
It's important, but it's not the whole picture.
No.
And that you can grow.
Yes, you can absolutely grow. You can explore. You can have fun together. You can, you know, if you're a dud in the sheets, why are you a dud in the sheets?
That can be changed.
Grow. Learn some. Explore. Have fun.
Suture books.
There's Kama Sutra
There's
books.
lots of ways you can grow.
Yeah.
Jeannie Price Jr. says, I feel that in most cases it is the woman's fault because women in most cases have a large influence on their decisions. And I think we discovered that in the beginning of our string, so he needs to be referred to the site. JSN Network, I don't
question. He's like, I don't really get it.
Well, sometimes, you know, you get bonded, especially women. Women tend to jump in wholeheartedly and get bonded really fast before you know if you're right for each other. You know what that feels like if you're like totally bonded and then it doesn't work because you're not right for each other.
Yeah, because then it's really hard to break it off. All of a sudden now he's the one, whether he was really the one or not, because you've committed, you've had sex, you're in, all of a sudden, boom, it's the one. Whereas if you take some time and you date around, you get to experience different types of guys on a casual level. We're not talking about sleeping with different people at the same time. We're talking about just dating and getting to know, going out to dinner.
Yeah, and the intention isn't manipulative. Sorry?
A lot of people blur the line of what dating means.
Right.
Yeah, well, we're talking about traditional dating. You know, a few shows ago we talked about, we're talking about courting. A few shows ago we talked about dating, having sex on a first date. And that was a big topic because, you know, I'm a big fan of this kind of stuff. And as far as I was concerned, my stance is for women, sex on a first date, never. Never. Mm-hmm. Because you're giving too much and you don't even know if it's right. Other people had different opinions on the show, so it's interesting that's kind of coming up again. But no, the whole point of dating is to get to know somebody on a casual level, not sleeping together. That's not what we're talking about.
Well, it depends on what you want. If your goal is a lasting love relationship.
Oh, it goes back to the intention.
Yeah. If you just want to have sex, you can have sex on the first date. But women and men are different about sex. Yeah. We have different hormones. Women get bonded when they have sex right away.
Whereas men can separate that a lot better than women.
Yeah,
but see, I think a lot of women have sex trying to woo the guy.
I'll make you love me. That is something I didn't say about I'll make you love me. You jump into bed really fast.
Yeah, and Ariel says he's been told that let's wait line by women so many times and complied, and they were the ones that always broke it.
Because women like sex too.
And someone says Viagra makes you grow.
True.
Oh my God, this is hilarious. Okay, we were at 1:15.
Larry.
People. You ready to stop?
Yeah,
we gotta go.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh. Larry says guys think sex is important because it's important to women too.
Sex is important.
And Mike Fan 3 says, hi Jamie, first time watching you. I'm glad to be here. How y'all doing? And Alex Daily TV says, that is right for you. It's the same for everyone.
Okay, well you guys, on that note, we've got to go. I told this girl 4 o'clock it was going to be done. So she has been so wonderful to sit here for the extra few minutes. I'll do a quick little dance for the whole 100, and that's it. We're out of here.
What are you dancing to?
Pulling my shorts down.
You short shorts. So they're not short shorts.
I don't know what we're dancing to. You want to pick the song? Uh-oh, no.
Jason Network wants y'all to keep going. He's like, make it 200.
Well, if you want, I won't turn this off, but I definitely have to let my special guest go home because that's not fair to her.
I have a date tonight.
She does. She has a date with her husband. So let's see. We've got some music.
Yeah, don't dance like Ellen. They don't like that.
You don't like Ellen?
Yeah, someone says they don't like Ellen's dance.
How does Ellen dance?
I don't know how Ellen dance. I'm sure dancing.
You're dancing?
Yeah, you turn off your legs.
Oh no. That's showing off legs.
Hips.
Boom, boom, boom. That's what I was doing the other day in the office. It was like a total serious moment. I was like, alright, let's just dance.
It's time. Move that energy. Be
Follow y'all at the very tippy top.
And don't forget to check out JamieDoris.com for more goodness.
JamieDoris.com. We do Girl Talk every Friday, y'all. 2 o'clock. Don't miss it.
Left is right on Wednesdays.
Boom, 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 boom. I love it. She's chair dancing.
I'm chair dancing today.
Wasn't she awesome? If she was awesome, give us a like. Tell her how awesome she was. And go to that website, lovin90days.com. All right, you guys, that's it. I'm going to let my lovely lady Joyelle go. If you want a coaching session, Joyelle's her name. Joyelle, don't forget it. Love you. Mwah. You're done.
Are we done?
Oh, yeah, we're done. I'm going to let it.
Did he say?
Bye.
Don't you know how to sign? I do, but he didn't tell me to. Let me call him. No, he didn't tell me to sign them, so I didn't sign them. We just finished the show. The answers.
Yeah, he hasn't answered. I sent him a text, he didn't return it. Alan, I said, Alan was trying to get a hold of me, he wouldn't answer the phone. I sent him a text, he didn't return it. He's probably camped with the phone trying to talk.
Well, I guess I can write us checks.
Huh?
I guess I'll write us checks.
He said you'd have my check.
He said I'd have your check.
Yeah.
Well, did he not? Did he not have it?
He didn't sign it.
Hello, everyone. I'll be back in just a second. We're taking a little water break. She's going home, and we'll be back to chat about some more dating stuff. She's awesome. I'm glad you guys like that. That part is great. The rest can eventually be worked out. Ha ha ha. Tell your friend to dance. Shake it, country girl for me. Ha ha ha. Y'all are hilarious. What kind of music? That was samba music from Brazil. Dr. Ruth's show, I don't know about y'all. Yes, we were doing a love mentor session. So you guys hang out. I'm gonna take a quick break and we'll be back. I'll let you listen to some music. How about that?
I got to come back. I don't work over here anymore. So, I'll come back.
I'm all sweaty. Well, did you have fun?
guys still hanging out. It's so good to see you all. What did y'all think of that? How was that for a topic for a girl talk show? Bye, room. This was boring. I apologize. We were doing a little break there. So I hope everyone had a great time on the Girl Talk Show. We do this every Friday. It's at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, and every week we have a different topic. Typically, it's me and Miss E, and we talk about anything. It's Girl Talk where men can talk back, because basically most of our viewers end up being men anyway, so you guys talk all you want. We did a little dance for you right when we got to 100. That was cool. And if you guys haven't done so yet, please follow at the very tippy top so you get to see more about what we do. This is a Miss Jamie D show, and we do a Web Wednesday. We're web designers here in the Jamie Designs Web Studio. And so on Wednesdays, we do hashtag Web Wednesdays, Ask a Web Designer, where we cover topics regarding web design. So it's slightly different than the Girl Talk show. And then on Mondays, we do Meditation Mondays, where we do a morning meeting, and we start with a meditation that we allow all the listeners, all the viewers to partake in. And then we do cooking shows, or should I say I do cooking shows. I do a Teach Me How to Cook show several times a week, typically on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, where I pick a recipe and do it, and I cook while I have my stream going on, and people, they add in. They tell me different things that I could do to make the food a lot better, which is really cool. So you guys, did you learn anything from our Girl Talk? Are any of you currently dating? Tell me a little bit about yourselves. Ooh. Yeah, I have lots of things that go to the bank. What do you think about Chaffee 2016 and the metric system? That's an interesting question. Kind of off topic. What do I think about the metric system? Well, I wish in the US we used it more so that we could be on par with the rest of the world. It's an interesting history actually behind why Americans don't use it very much. Yeah, Joelle, I think she loved it, but yeah, she was tired. She said, this doesn't energize me. It's a really funny thing, the difference between extroverts and introverts. An introvert tends to be exhausted in social situations and needs to kind of go back and recharge, whereas extroverts, like me, tend to get energized by social interactions. So this kind of stuff doesn't tire me, but it does tire other people. So, anywho, that's what's going on with that. Woo! Well, have you guys signed up yet? Are you now followers of Jamie Doris, Miss Jamie D? Have you visited my website? Let me see if I can show you my website. Let me get up here. Here it is. Boom! JamieDoris.com. I have videos and blog posts and all sorts of things there. There we go. JamieDoris.com. That's right. Hi from the Netherlands. Hello and welcome. I'm just going through some mail here. We've been on since 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Talking Girl Talk. We had an interview with a love mentor, and we will have this stream put on JamieDoris.com a little bit later. We'll put information about what we talked about, links to everything that we discussed, as well as the feed so that you can watch it again if there was something you missed. We covered lots about love. We covered all sorts of stuff, didn't we, Melissa? Yeah. Oh my God. Stuff that normally takes people weeks and weeks and weeks of discovery and reading, we covered. And there were so many wonderful comments. You guys, especially Errol. Errol, my gosh, you were like, he was part of the show. I loved it. Are you still here with us?
I'll be back to get my stuff.
Okay.
But you got stuff that you said you needed.
Yeah, I've got some stuff that needs to go in. It's right here with me. We can record them and then either deposit in the different accounts. Here you go. Yeah, all of them are business except for one. There it is. Yeah. So, Elijah 3, I heard the U.S. tried implementing it twice, but it failed, so that's why it's not in use. Yeah, you know, it's an interesting thing that you can Google. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I do know that in the 80s, I mean, they really tried to push it a lot. And it seemed like we used to have like street signs and things where they would try to put the metric system, but it just never really kicked in. And because at that point we were such a powerhouse in the economics of the world, it just became where we didn't really have to, whereas other countries had to. I don't know. I mean, quite frankly, I wish we did use the metric system, so that's a good question. So, how's everybody doing in here? Let me give a shout out. We've got who? We've got Buddha Charlie. We've got Taylor Gurley. Hello. We've got Tippers is still with us. What's up, Tiffany?
She's not still on there.
Well, it says she's here. Jeff, you're on. Hello. We've got Joints PC still. We've got all sorts of our peeps still hanging out, and I'm so glad to see all of you. Who else do we have in the house? We've got Ryan Cooley. Hey, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Rab McFly, if you guys haven't done so yet, please follow at the very top. We do all sorts of shows here at the Jamie Designs Web Studios. So we're here in Mississippi. There aren't very many meerkatters from Mississippi. So I like to pride myself on being a Southern girl in this not so Southern world. So if you remember anything, remember that we are from Mississippi, but we're not all behind in the South. We're on to the latest and greatest. Thank you, Joints PC, for the like. Yes, I saw your avatar. I saw it floating across the screen. There's all sorts of people up in here, but I did see you because he is one of our loyal viewers. You out of here?
Well, I'm not out of here. I'm just going to the banks.
Oh, okay.
I'll come back and pick my stuff up.
Come back and get your stuff. So, anyways, on this note, you guys, I think I am going to go ahead and hang it up. It has been a nice, wonderful show. We do it every Friday, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. We do girl talk. We have lots of topics. I don't know what the topic's going to be next week yet because Miss Elaine is my co-host and she's not here. So thank you for all the likes and the retweets. Thank you for everyone who's been watching and who's been commenting and getting involved. Thank you for everybody who's following me now. Please follow me on Twitter as well. I put a lot of stuff up there. And go to my website, jamiedoris.com. I have lots of videos, commentary, blog posts, and anything else that strikes my fancy as a Southern girl. So hello from Italy. Nice to see you. So on this note, I'm leaving. Mwah! You guys are the best, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.